start. It's like a big truck have two engines. Hi everybody, you joining us on one of the video platforms. Welcome to this week's BrickTalk again. The people who joined us early on Twitter, of course, here a little bit of extra talk. I'm Randy, Danai, and also our disclaimer that what we talk about here is the stuff that we love, what we like, what we invest in, what we're thinking to invest in, what we don't invest in, whatever it is on the local market. Like Danai said earlier on Twitter, we're ultra focused on the local stock market. It's a passion of his, a passion of mine. And he is a licensed investment advisor, but while we're talking on the show, there is no investment advice being given. We're just two brethren who really like the stock market, like investing, and we're getting into it, right? And of course, we invite you guys to join us in the space on Twitter and send a speaking request if you ever want to talk about anything. If you want to talk about a certain stock or anything like that, feel free to do it. Feel free to do it. Feel free to send a speaking request and we'll talk about it. I'm sure people have points they want to talk about. I'm sure some of you have stocks you want to get into. Either way, welcome. Right? So then we had a nice early warm. Like if you smart to listen to us on Twitter, you go on Twitter and you get into the early warm. And then I was just talking about how did we get from lumber, Atlantic, Jamaica broilers, right?
You were saying the things that are exciting in terms of recovery, and then you mentioned I was talking about lumber and Atlantic. Those those things that have happened on the market that I think of a nice short term that Melissa might have a good short term method for, and then you mentioned a big interest for you is the longer term things.
Yeah, but of course I mentioned that I really hate that term, long term, short term. Yeah, I really hate the term. However, yeah, I was saying I don't want to take over the point because he made a really good point around Jamaica brothers, but I was saying that a lot of the things that I think about Melissa are longer term opportunities, which is why, like the question was around lumber. You're pointing out that for lumber, you give a nice good backstory and how that at $3 point, right? The $3 point is a nice low volume point. And as you said, and I kind of agree with, it will, I don't know if it will, but it could find its way right back to $3 in a good little while.
Yeah.
Or below, yeah, or below. That's the truth. It could go below, share prices move. But you're right. That's why you say or below. Yeah, look at my money JA. It could very well dip down to the high twos, 280 odd, 285 to who knows. I hope that it does. Be a nice good surprise. Nice little profitable surprise. But yeah, the point you said that I don't want you to talk about that I think about was around Jamaica broilers, right? And you saying that you've always thought back in the day, which I agree also, that it was undervalued, heavily undervalued when it was in it's lumber is $3. JBG be more like what, 30? Yeah, it's at $33. This stock at the $33 level. Some might say managed at the $33 level, and so it's funny that if at 33, 34, 36, thereabouts, it was, in your view, undervalued. What is it now? That massive drop right after the
things come to light. The revised audited drop. Yeah, massive drop.
40 odd billion just disappeared, and of course market cap around this massive amount in market cap. Around half of that in market cap. I mean, they've lost more money than the actual market cap. That's something that you actually pointed out to me, which still blows my mind. And yeah, 20 like time machine. Not even 20, $17 now, right? It closed today at $17. $17.63. That's a time machine sort of price.
But then we're time machine sort of events.
Yeah, because
we went and changed the past. So who was telling the history, eh?
That's true. I still have so many questions there, Roy. So many questions. I listened. Did you listen to watch the
It's queued up. I watch it this weekend.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I'm a bit behind on a lot of things.
Yeah, that earnings call. I'd love for you to tell me your thoughts after, because especially after you hear I'll tell you this. I had a good conversation in the girl group. I had a good conversation in the girl group with the main point being the Jamaica Brawlers and going into it. And then not in the girl group, but in the girl group, but at the chill session for this month. And then after that, I'd watch the earnings call, and it I'd said in the group, it changed, it gave more color to what I thought about the things, right?
Mhm.
Still can't understand that level of money, like what could be happening there. Where did it go? Like, is it actually money stolen? If it's money stolen or misappropriated,
Mhm.
yeah, but all the questions around that. And then I
To me,
don't.
it's the kind of thing where it, I mean, that's a nice word for it, misappropriated.
Mhm.
We have money on we have things that the company is doing, money spending, money coming in that was not accounted for and shown to shareholders and whatever. So where was it going? What was happening there? So questions need to be
Yeah,
answered, eh?
yeah. I mean, is it like, oh, and it's over 4 years, I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, a 4 year hit, a 4 year hit, 40 billion, 40 billion, 4 year hit. It's just so many questions. Like, and people, you know me, I don't want for like just questions. That's so easy. I think that's like the state of everything. Oh, you can just ask a question and move on. You don't
Mm-hmm.
even some question. I have good. Everybody thinks I have good questions. I think I have really good questions. So good, I wouldn't necessarily want to ask them. I mean, the obvious ones are like, oh, where did the money go? What happened? And then you have a little bit deeper, like, how did it pass the auditors? Oh, the auditors didn't see it.
Oh.
It don't quite work that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But well, of course, they say, things were falsified.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not that the auditor didn't see it.
They
Auditor, if you give, if you
they were the doctoring happened before it got to them. So what they were getting was not what was thing there.
e- exactly,
But
and
that's
there's
a
some
good
amount,
doctoring, right? Because the auditors' checks would have to see. I mean, it wasn't that it's on a piece of paper and the auditor gets something. When the auditor do check, then the auditor saying, "Oh, that this makes sense." As far as I'm concerned, that makes sense because everything you're
yeah,
presenting to me is right. So,
and they also auditors generally also follow up. So it's not just they don't just
mhm.
take it because it look good. They follow up,
So things were made to
yeah,
look a certain way to them.
and of course that's not easy to do across a
Mm-hmm. Yep,
multi-company,
large company.
multinational
Yep, exactly.
organization, and
Too
so
much
like
moving parts. And there's so much money too. So yeah, it's not like say a lunch money they give out and
exactly,
school and thing there. It's where were billions going?
exactly. Exactly. And the obvious thing I said, oh, there's collusion. Obviously there's collusion.
Mm-hmm.
That can't happen without collusion. But
Yep.
that's not, it's not collusion like
It doesn't excuse it, right? It doesn't make it just so it doesn't explain it away.
exactly. It's a nice word though. It sounds good. You
It's
can
like,
say
how
it
you
and
do
you
all
mean
that?
it 10 times.
How did you do
Yeah.
how did you do all that? Yeah.
How do you collude? That's a business.
Mm-hmm.
Billion.
You had a business within such a you had a large business within another within a larger business. How?
An illicit larger business. Because we have companies that are, right? Some could say, well, I won't call any company name because I don't want to associate them with the idea of this. But there are companies on the market. There are a few. I was thinking of some major companies on the market that, the joke I always make off here about, there's like another company within this company.
Mm-hmm.
You sometimes you check what is my money, Jay, to see you check like we're very on this, what you see here, we're very retail investor focused. So we talk about what you see, right? So the company will report a nice net profit. And then for those of you checking the details of it, it's actually about profit to shareholders is actually lower. Sometimes they have a profit and profit to shareholders is actually a lot, right? We show the
Mm-hmm.
part that goes to shareholders. And that's all you have access to anyway, right? Dividends being paid out, that's where your dividends coming from anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I said that to say there are other companies on the market that, like, if their profit is 10 bill, there is their profit might be 20 bill and their profit that's to shareholders is 10.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a whole other 10 that not coming to the shareholders, right? And
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing illicit with that.
Yeah,
It's business, is what it is, and it's a benefit. I think that quote unquote, it's a benefit from most Jamaicans in the space not being aware of it. And so it's just
Mhm.
not spoken about. So even I don't want to say it per se,
Mhm.
because I don't want people to think it's a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad
Mhm.
thing. It might not be something you like, and maybe you should make more noise about it, but we won't bring it up in this here. But the point is, there's companies that have what I call another company within them, right? It is different. But
Mhm.
this is if going off just
It's supposed to be my money, and then it isn't.
and they're like, oh, seven companies or something like that within the and it's within the US operations. Like there's also that side of things.
Mhm.
We might within the US, like
Yeah, it's funny. Like
I,
within the school, you're learning finance and whatever. When the biggest risk is foreign. It's like, oh, this thing is not within somewhere I can monitor as easily. That's a risk just by itself. It's
yeah,
why the local bonds of a country are the least risky, because you can account for certain things within within your waters. You go abroad, then suddenly, oh, there's a risk premium attached to that, because I can't even fly over the east. I can't reach over and tell him what to do in certain things. I can't call up them government and make noise like I can make noise on my government.
true,
So
true.
we see
Depending
part of
on
this risk. That separation kind of helps certain problems to happen,
eh,
or it helps mask those problems, I would say.
boy,
It's just not something it's not as easily monitored
I would
from
love
our
that.
perspective as Jamaican shareholders.
But then there's a certain level of trust placed on the
Yes,
US side of
exactly
things.
that. Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a certain level of trust placed on the US side of things. Um,
Which is kind of
yeah, I'd
working in
love
our,
it.
it can work in our favor. Because that
I,
trust is largely, the US government will step in when it's supposed to step in, or more likely step in a lot of other countries. Let us say it like that.
I'd love a 30-minute conversation with those guys where we can have a real conversation of some of the real point, not the not the not the not
Not
the
the finance
softballs
conversation.
that they
Uh-huh.
get. Yeah, man. No, not the light, the little light. They're a real finance conversation. A
Yeah, thin
real,
ice.
I like.
I said
Oh,
not
thin ice.
thin ice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a nice conversation because you don't hear. I think the general question to hear, the general point to hear, and the general public is, how much, how it happened, is it gonna happen again? I mean, the Mayberry Forum had a lot of those questions asked, and it was good. How can we know it's not gonna happen again? But then you also had some unanswered questions from there. And I can understand on the Mayberry Forum, maybe they wouldn't ask. It's always funny the questions that they ask that they choose to relay on those forums.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're watching the early call, like you see the questions asked in the chat.
Yes,
You see five asked in the chat, and they ask the person who. Sometimes they ask them question number two and question number four. You just hop over number one, hop over, and understand why. I mean, yeah,
use my mouth say.
exactly, yeah, yeah, and so it is also, where your brokers, where
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. But I would love a real no holds bar conversation. And we don't have that. I am not quoting Al, but we don't have any Cliff Hughes-esque financial journalism in Jamaica, right? Yeah, we don't really have that. What you have is oh my God, this happened, and then one or two easy questions, and it moves on. There's no real depth to it. And I understand why also, especially knowing our culture, short attention span. Some of this stuff you might not be excited, it might just be boring. You just want to hear how much money, who do it, will them go jail, and if they're not. But yeah, bring it back to the point. We always get touched on this, but bring it back to the point. Jamaica broilers and the funniness of it being undervalued when it's $30 odd, but no, at 18, 17, half the price. Eh, what is it? But it's not undervalued now at 18 or 17.
That's the other point. Is okay. We have things coming to light. All right, well, I don't. Yeah, two hands. I do think it's still undervalued as the structure of what it is,
Word.
But then you can't sell me if I had all that money and I look at this thing today and you tell me, say, yeah, man, give me that, I'm gonna get all right. No, yeah, no sense. No. You're not
Really?
gonna pay that.
You wouldn't get them 21
If
billion
I
and take the whole thing?
if if I take it today with all the debt or and thing,
everything. Yeah, man.
I would find it hard to say yes. If I only have 21 billion.
Yeah, joke. Immediately.
You only have 21 billion, and you could have go somewhere else with the money.
Also, I am notorious for taking 5 seconds after I thought the first time to actually think. If I only had the 21 bill, this is a damn good question. If I only had the 21 bill, debt is a problem, right?
That's the problem. That's
The
exactly
debt is a
that.
problem.
It's if I can if I can fit something workable with that debt, meaning we'll actually wait, then we can talk. But
How much
if the
debt
sharks
they
are at the
have?
door, bro.
I don't even want to look. I know the
Almost
number, but I
40.
don't
I think
remember.
it's 39.
It's 40,
I
yeah?
think it's 30. Yeah, it's 40. I think it's 40. I think it's 39 bill.
Jesus. So the whole of the debt
That went to
shot?
specifically 39 bill that went to thing there. Went to current liabilities.
See,
I
current
mean, I would buy it with
liabilities.
if I would buy it without the debt. If I could. that's the thing. Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
So
Who wouldn't?
I like
Sure.
the structure. I like what it is as a company.
Sure.
But then that's asking me to buy it and then go through all the problems of it. That the heightened problem. It's not just okay running this thing. It's running this thing in this current situation.
Yeah.
21 billion. I'm finding somewhere else to spend that money.
Yeah. 21 bill. Would I buy the whole thing?
You can actually spend the 21 billion and still lose it. Still lose the company.
Well, so I get to that. Well, you guys on Twitter said a speaker request. That's a great question. It's a great little situation. Tell us, if you had the 21 billion, would you buy all of JBG right now today?
Right now. The guys that KFC buy chicken from.
Yeah.
The guys that supply the chicken farmers with chicks. The egg guys. Would you buy that?
Ooh. The guys that have like the like that's one of, if you're thinking of Jamaican brands,
That's
Grace, GK's up there, NCD's up there. The best dresses
it grew up
up there.
to those ads, It grew up
Yeah, of course.
It's Jamaican culture.
Yeah, man. Decades are just marketing, just dialing it in, and this is true household. Like all of your good family memories involve
Jamaican people fly out, live a foreign, and buy this chicken.
Yeah. Yo, brand wise, it's so powerful to hit Jamaicans overseas brand wise. You just put the best dressed chicken there. There's not you put in beside the best dressed chicken in Walmart that I'm going to pick up over the best dressed chicken. And there are companies that sometimes exploit that, right? See, like Excelsior with GK, which isn't GK, but I use Excel. It's so, yeah. Maybe Lasco also, Tin Mackerel have some strong brand loyalty. White Rum, Craveny, Matterhorn. But like, that's also a good thing. If you think about it, top 10 brand, just brand names. This is one of them. So what I did for 21 bill, but I have to figure out this debt.
You have to go up on a call and say, yo, you want your money. You want your money, and me have to go try to tell you, say, better days are coming.
All right, flip it. 53.6. 53 billion. Yeah, the 53 billion.
I have the money for the debt and the thing.
No. You just have 53 billion. So you have enough for the debt.
Why that number? That's the question.
That's the debt.
So I can buy the thing and the debt.
Yeah, well, that's the current debt.
I can see myself taking it.
Well, I mean, you're not buying the thing and the debt, you're just buying the debt.
I can see myself taking it.
Oh, okay. What do you do that? Would you spend the 53 and buy the debt?
Oh, no. Only 53. I mean,
yeah.
The 30.
The current liabilities is 53.6.
Oh, it's 50.
Right now. So this is as of the first quarter.
Oh.
No, 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 no. Hold on. Sorry. My mistake. You see, I have this format and not looking at it properly. That was the previous year. 63. It gets the number keeps getting bigger.
Oh my word, man.
Yeah, damn. You know what? Maybe
I
come
might
if
still do
I
though. I truly might
yeah.
still do because it's such a large operation, and you don't again we already spoke about the brand value of it, and then what the thing is as a company, as a Jamaican company, it's
Mhm.
that's dynasty, bro. You're buying this, and if you do it right, your whole line live good.
I mean, yeah, 63 billion. Your line already living great.
Mm-hmm.
Your line
True,
should be fine.
true,
Yeah.
true, true.
Yeah. This is but
But
you're
yeah,
writing at his legacy. But 63 billion.
the funny thing is, yeah, you actually say really good right there because if you have 63 billion, it's what you do with it and make it's what you do with it and make your line live good. So is doing this the thing to do with it? That's really it.
Ooh. So I don't know if I got 63
It's 60
billion,
hard.
but I
But
would
I just said to 50, that's funny. That's 10 and 10 billion is a different thing from $50 to 50 to 60 is different in billions and dollars.
same in percentages.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. But if you're making this kind of move, you're making it with like it's beyond trying to make your family great. Your family is already
Mhm.
great.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
yeah, it's like a legacy move. It's beyond a legacy
because
move too. It's like
also this is the
it's
thing you're doing. You're not
exactly it's a next step. So I don't know if I pay 63 for it. But yeah, why not though?
Which that's my because I do think it's worth thinking. It's just matter of this is all the money I have. Am I doing this? Because this is
I
doing a
mean,
lot. It is truly doing a lot.
yo, I'd do it. I'd do it. Not at 63 though. I want a discount.
Yeah, because the debt, yeah, by the debt. Of course I take a discount. Because you go to the man and say, him can give you money, no, but I can give you so money.
Yeah, so
And it'd
40,
be really hard for him to
43.
say no. In my opinion, it's really hard for him to say no. Because
Depends
it's
on who.
you go to
Depends on who.
yeah, true. True.
So the
But
big guys are
my
NCB.
get cash. I'm giving you cash. And that guy is giving you a plan.
But if I take your cash, I have to take a haircut immediately. Meaning
Yeah.
I have to book that.
Uh-huh.
So you asking me to
Yeah.
book a loss. But
You
then
can work
also
with it.
these guys are asking you to book a loss anyway. You have
Anyway,
no choice.
and it's finance or something can happen.
But something has to happen. These guys, you have to book the loss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ECL is clear. You have to book the loss. Yeah, I don't think ECL gives you. There's no wiggle room in a case like this for
to me,
ECL. Yeah.
yeah, no, so what the big room I'm working with the room I was working with only
Mm-hmm.
works if these guys can actually not if these guys can actually delay the loss, but then they can't. So, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
take this or take that.
Yeah, the ECL hit would be much bigger than the 40. That's a good bargaining point. Cool. So you give me for 40. Would you buy it for 40 bill?
Oh, yes.
I mean, yeah, it becomes a no-brainer once I think of it that way.
But then
Also,
you made it though. But I think we're doing the thing as investors, right? So what I'm thinking, no. We're doing the thing people do. I mean, because you know you have 60, you give yourself a discount. If you had 100, you do it for 60.
say it again.
If you had 100 bill, you do it for 60.
I'm actively thinking. I would. I mean, I'd push for my discount. I'd push hard. I'd push
push a
hard.
discount, but in
Yeah.
reality, you'll be fine because the price is okay. But I know I can get a discount. I'm taking it. I'm going for it.
Yeah, I'm going for it. But I take it, of course. I take it.
So I think that's what we're doing exactly here. We know 60 is probably a good price, but we're
haggling around the details.
Yeah. Which we know we can.
Yeah, and you should. It's good business. You should.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But like in my mind, the bigger threats to it are the more existential threats, right? Like you have to be in lockstep with government. Kind of have to be in lockstep with government. Because if you buy it for 60 or whatever, you buy it for 40, and government drops the protectionist laws that it has around the chicken. Imagine you buy it and the next one them drop it,
And then
it's over. I mean, it's not over. It's just you have just
things look
created
different.
a rod for your own back. You have to go work now. You're gonna have to do all kind. The US operations is going to have to.
Pump it up, yep.
Yeah, it would be that'd be wild. Now, I'd have to have some guarantees around that. I'd have to have some guarantees around the time. But you're right. I would buy at 60. I'd buy the whole thing.
Question: would you, if you feel like things are freeing up on the Jamaican side, meaning protection freeing up, would you make a move to do the cheaper type of chicken, the almond chicken there?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Because
that's exactly what I was thinking.
I have, like, if it's just two brands you have, but I'd have to compete at a level I can, right?
You have a choice.
Yeah,
you have a choice.
They're here, and I'm gonna be could have bougie a little more and thought about, oh no, my chicken is
hormone free.
That chicken is cheap. A chicken is cheaper. So me say almond chicken. If you want to make it, but because either mine or them money I go take. So.
And the thing is, you can't beat them. You can't beat them. They have you at scale. Tyson have you at scale. Every other chicken in Jamaica is artificially expensive. That would be wild. That'd be wild. And also they'd be fallout from the industry, right? Because a good part of JBG is also was it the hyper side of things, the taking care of the upper part of the vertical, if you will, meaning the farmers and all of that. Yeah, I don't know. It's not easy, but that's the truth. There is no easy. That's the reality. I think I'll be at that level. It's not like there's anything that you could put. You want easy, you have 60 billion.
Exactly. Right.
Go buy some government paper.
Exactly that.
Buy some government paper.
This is not the decision you're making if you're looking for easy.
Exactly. Yo, the thing is, the people that bought this debt were looking for easy, and like, 2 years, a year ago, easy.
It's funny to me, like, the closer I get to that, like the debt game, it always sounds, the debt game always sounds easy, bro. It always sounds like easy money. I lend a man money and then pay him back every month on a certain amount. But you know how real not being paid back is. And things look good until they don't. JB, it's if you got a call 2 years ago and say, yo, Jamaica Browse will borrow all the money you're lending at a sensible rate to you. You take it, right? Because you, as far as you're concerned, Jamaica Browse now gonna not pay me back, bro.
People are gonna stop eating chicken.
But then you're in this situation, no, and you know that people still eat chicken, but
chicken tastes different now, boy. Yeah, it tastes different now. I would. It would be a big deal for me. It would be a very, very big deal for me. I would be worried. Yeah, let's put it that way. I'd be very, very worried. And again, it's because what just happened. It's because we would be like, you all of a sudden have to run a chicken company to take it on, right? Yeah, like the owners of that big debt right now
it's not chicken farm I run. It's this big thing, moving parts, and you also know the kind of they're in this situation now because of those kind of problems and the scale that they are, and then you have to run up into that and say, I have to make sure this don't happen to me too.
Yeah, and they're the experts at it. There's also that, right? So they are the experts at it. So, like, do you have more expertise than them? That's how. Yeah, it's a heavy one. Yes, it's coloring how I think about the whole thing again. Like, I can't think of anybody better than them to run it, to fix it. But it's a hell of a thing. Now, maybe somebody better than them. Maybe suppose, Pipe Dream World, suppose you have some chicken experts from out of somewhere else, or maybe a conglomerate of local people or whoever decide that, maybe we should try and grab this thing, and they buy up the debt
Mhm.
and then call it debt. I mean, the debt is unsecured, right? But you might have to fight for a while. The debt that's also fired. Like that's the level of trust that they've enjoyed being who they are. That level of debt completely unsecured. Um, what I, yeah, I don't want to turn it into the JDG episode, but there's a
Again.
lot of again, but there's a lot of meat in this one. There's a lot, no pun intended. But there's a lot pitfalls and also opportunities in this one. Bottom line though, it being at the price it's at now,
Mhm.
you say you still think it's undervalued.
Oh yeah.
I think it's even more undervalued now, but the
Mhm.
question then is that little annoying thing that people don't like to touch, right? Time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good buy, yeah, for when?
For when
Silence.
it's NCBs are good by 200 and all the articles I can write about it. NCBs are undervalued. It's falling. Great time to buy at
Mm-hmm.
175.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what time? Are you buying it now? Yeah,
Mm,
200. It sounds. It's the thing. Undervalued is a nice term for a lot of other things.
mm-hmm.
It's I'm looking at the financials and everything sounds right, and I'm buying it and whatever because based on what I expect. But you're not necessarily in the certain shoes, right? You are not in the shoes of the guy that controls it. You're not getting certain levels of dividends from it because you don't own you only own so much of it. So your money have to matter to you on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
So the reality is my little money undervalue is very different from the bigger the 63 billion we're talking about if you can spend that. It's
Correct.
because how we earn from this thing and the way and the kind of earnings that we can get from this thing are different. If I
Mm-hmm.
can put 63 billion and I get a billion every year, nice, right?
Yeah,
And
it's great.
I get a billion every year and I have a nice salary and I control where the money is spent within the organization. Things sound great. But then I over here, I spend 10 grand, buy some shares, and watch what everybody else that own way more than me do with it. And wait until people that love it enough and the guy 10 years from the guy 5 years from now, in suppose 3 months from now, because my 10 grand was worth 3 months from now.
That's the part where a lot of people trip up. That honesty that you're
Are they are
touching
they are
right
they
there.
30 to 30?
Yeah.
Or them going still feed undervalue for them billions?
Mm-hmm.
Or they can say, no, I don't like what happened. This is overvalued for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making a decision against that. So yeah.
Yeah. Or they don't care about the price, which is
Mm-hmm.
common, exceedingly common.
Yep.
And at 60 billion, I don't want to say I wouldn't care about the price either, but price would
You,
not
you buy
be.
you buy more than those thing there. You're not necessarily looking at a sweet exit because in truth you don't really think tomorrow or a year from now or 5 years from now somebody's gonna just come and buy it from you for double what you would have spent on it.
Yeah, not if I'm buying it at 60. If I'm buying it at
Mm-hmm.
20, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm buying it at there's so many things. If I know, let's say I know for a fact that like the law must change in 5,
Mm-hmm.
but then I definitely wouldn't buy it at 40
Mm-hmm.
or 60 if the law must change in 5. I'd offer maybe 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'd offer maybe 10. I don't. It's a very interesting thing, but it is one of the more interesting post Melissa points. That point you had made Dana, about when it dipped there. It is post Melissa, but not really, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely post audited. That big drop between the 13th and the 17th, and continuing to stay down at that level. Like a little bit of a time machine, as I've been saying. The last time you had prices at this level was when you have to go back more than 5 years. Wow. To get prices at this level, the last time prices were at this level, you have to go back to 2018, 7 years ago. 7 year itch. It's
Time machine,
it's
man.
yeah, hell of a time machine. Hell of a time machine. And the trading around it is still so intense. I mean, look, just look at the whole year's trading. The most intense trading day was that day. Well, you have January of this year, right? And then you have last week Friday and today. January, last week Friday, today, and last week Friday being the most massive one.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. Having said that, I don't like I have it watching out of the corner of my eye, and I hate saying watching note. There's so much hate. Let's not say hate so much, but everybody talks about watching. When I say I'm watching to the corner of my eye, what I mean is that if one or two other little things happen, I actually would be throwing money into it.
Mhm.
Um,
So I think that's a very important point around. I'm watching. Define that. Like as an investor, you have to say, what are you looking for?
yeah.
Like
What?
when they say watching, what it typically means is
Mm-hmm,
I have some interest in this thing and something would convince me to buy it. But I find that people don't know what the thing is that would convince them to buy it. They just probably
mm-hmm,
heard some interesting bit of news and hope that they hope it's a good buy. It often sounds to me like they're hoping for something else around, like some other bit of news to convince them, or somebody else to be doing the thing to convince them that they
mm-hmm,
should be buying. But they haven't really said. It's not even like they're watching the actual thing. They're watching the people, and they're watching the news, right? And very often it's, oh, it start moving, and I don't know why. I didn't know, you never really know. You never really find what you're looking for. So
yeah.
what you should really be doing is, in this JBG situation, what about it would make me say, okay, I'm buying Jamaican broilers? What could be announced? What could what could be announced that's fly under the radar? It's very very a big deal sometimes. Like meaning some bit of news come out, like an article drops, and a line is said that doesn't become a craze. And like nobody's talking about that line.
Like
But because
the
you know the thing that will convince you is, okay, this is my time.
like the 100,000 chickens that the government said that they're importing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you think they'll be maybe importing them from Jamaica broilers USA?
I would expect so.
I don't know if I'd expect so, but I'd hope so. But I don't know. Why would they do that
Mm.
if so? And even so, I don't know if 100,000 chickens from them even moves the needle anywhere.
So that's basically. So
But I could
was
see why
going
they
to
would.
say,
I could see why they would.
but I was also going to say, probably careful say it like that because people might think that's what you're looking for.
True, true, true. You're right.
In my opinion, I don't. That would make me buy it.
Yeah, no, that don't mean nothing to me at all if they do. I was looking for this earlier, I didn't see, but I don't know. It is there. NIF is the third largest shareholder in it. So hey, the government probably should do that. It is. Remember, it is not better for the country for uh um for a company like this, a company of this magnitude or importance to fail. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like an official government, but I don't know if anything like that happening. It's an idea that came up earlier today and stuck in my head, and I said it.
But I say I expect it
Another
to be closer to
another
government.
example.
I expect there
Sorry.
to be more conversation with the government than
Oh,
some
no
foreign
doubt,
than a foreign entity.
no doubt. I expect they're in conversations with the government and foreign governments, foreign entities.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and maybe another good example of that is like lumber.
Mm-hmm.
That line, and it could be nothing, but I don't know if people ever pick those. I don't know if people pick those things up. Like lumber said in their last report, just one small thing that stood out to me. I said it, I think over a month ago. I said it in a grower group. I don't mind saying it here now. In their last results, they'd spoken about buying that land beside them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, it could be absolutely nothing.
Well, I feel older than last sport.
Well, no, there's one about buying the land from a long time. Nothing about that is
Oh,
new.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
fair enough.
nothing about that is new. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, people, you know, most people
No, no.
aren't
So
reading this. Yeah.
the thing is, I was trying to check this again. Correction in my head, or just making a true note of it if I am making that up, or if
Mm.
they just said it. That thing there. Yeah.
No, man, they didn't just say it. It's not new. What they did say, however, that stood out to me. Let's see if I can find it just off the top of my head here. Uh, there. So they bought the place beside them. The facility in Papine is now owned by. We consider location in Papine to be an important part of our success. The facility in Papine is now owned by the company. Who owned it before? I'm reading this and it's clicking to me before. Who owned it before? Blue Paw owned it?
Oh, actually, check perspectives.
Hmm. Um,
I
which
believe
would be
Blue Paw
a,
own it.
which would be a
It's one of those things I think that was in a convo that because they had to delineate the assets and thing there when they were splitting the companies. I believe it's in the prospectus.
there's a
So
lot of
that's
delineation
thanks for saying it.
around Blue Paw, and so yeah, that money would flow back to Blue Paw. Anyway, if so, it flows back to the owner, whoever it is, the former owner. The thing that stood out to me was the company is now actively seeking opportunities to expand the facility during the course of this financial year. They've accordingly they've secured funds to invest in adjacent properties in the area and have identified suitable properties for acquisition. That's not line I'm looking for either. I know that's exciting to a lot of people. For me, still, me personally, still, nothing that is real estate acquisition excites me. I don't care. But I know for a lot of people that's synonymous in their minds with rich with it. So yeah, real estate is good. The thing I'm looking for is not there. Maybe it's from the last. Maybe it's from the last. Maybe it's from something before this. Yeah, maybe it's from the quarter before, and I'm just thinking of it as from the first quarter. If I find it, I'll say it. If I don't find it, you know, you guys can do the research and see if you see anything interesting there.
5-year lease. 5-year lease for the benefit of the 17C Gordon Town Road facility from Contrade Limited, a company controlled by Blue Paw.
Blue Paw.
Control is a nice term.
Controlled. Yeah, it's a very, very nice term.
Incorporated under laws registered at Fort Victoria Avenue, which is also their Fort Victoria Avenue is their thing there.
Their head office.
That's where the office is. Blue Paw's also Blue Paw's head office.
And Blue Paw did or still does finance for lumber, and there's an agreement between them.
I believe so. I think it's it. Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
I know what it is I'm remembering. Lumber put out a separate notice about they put out a separate notice about the actual property acquisition. Yeah, and this was like right before Melissa hit. This is what I'm remembering. Yeah, so going back to the point, in case anybody's lost, that you're talking about, just the small things. Like when we say what we're watching for, that's actually it, right? Yeah, you should actually have something that you're looking for. If people just say want to watch or watching or what I'm watching, no, like what does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Or oftentimes it means what I think is going to go up and what I bought. And say that. What I care, what I bought. There's no shame in saying you bought something. There's no shame in saying you're trying to sell something. Well, unless you make it shameful for yourself. But how's that worked out for everybody who's done it? When I say what I'm watching, what I actually mean is I'm looking for specific things. And sometimes there's small things, like that I was pointing out, that it might mean nothing to somebody and it might not be hyped at all. And I am saying specifically in this case, it may be absolutely nothing. But there are things like this that I look for. So it was a single comment that said the completion of the acquisition and the subsequent development of the site will be subject to board and regulatory approval. And all I wondered was why regulatory approval?
Mm-hmm.
Just for some reason, it just stood out to me. Obviously, yeah, people say, oh, well, you know, anything you're building, you have to bring in NEPA, which is regulatory. You know, you have to get parish council approval, which is regulatory. But if it's so common, then it doesn't really need to be said. And it's not usually said. So why say it? Unless it's not something common. Or maybe something common, but it's something regulatorily common.
Mm-hmm.
I wondered about it. And then we went down this rabbit hole of me saying, or maybe I just, like I'm thinking about where it is. There's one gas station in Papine, no? Just one. I think there's one in Papine. If you get a gas station, that does require regulatory approval, and you'd probably say, and maybe that's an expansion of the business because of where lumber is located.
Mm-hmm.
Massive thing, right? And you have trucks that come there to pick up things and can get gas there also. Loads of people come there to pick, and they being lumber, always hyping, always pointing out, how central it is for where their location is. It serves the needs of large scale, yada yada yada. And they're always pointing out, they even did it right here. They pointed out vibrant and fast growing university community and also main access point to the St. Andrew Hills, which is true. There's you can drive up to Portland from there. There's a significant amount of communities above Papine that is the access road for them. There's also communities around Papine access road for them, and I don't think it's that far. I don't think it's that out there an idea to go, hey, why don't we have a gas station here?
It is not.
It is not. And again, I want to be clear that my idea of a gas station being there is based on nothing other than that sentence, that part of the sentence I just highlighted. The fact that they mention regulatory approval. I don't think that you need to mention that if you just mean tell the parish council that you put up whatever or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course I'm supporting it with the vibrant, fast growing main access point to St. Andrew Hills, most traffic part of the community, and other things. Presents expansion and diversification opportunities. So that's what I spoke about acquisition of the land. Diversification opportunities. I'm sure they're going, yeah, loads of vehicles come here, maybe hundreds if not thousands of vehicles come here every year or every month for goods. And if 10% of them was buying gas right here, that's a good business there also. And that we could do it really, really well. I mean, you have some companies that have, it is said sometimes that you have people have gas stations and they only have the gas station to make money off the convenience store. And they'll almost sell the gas at cost or sometimes at a lot. Yeah. So they're like, well, if our convenience stores are harder and they're coming here anyway, why not? And also if we can sell the gas, not at cost, but at margin, 1 or 2%. There are products that they make 1 or 2% on, 5%, whatever. Anyway, it's a thought.
It's a strong thought.
It's a hopeful thought though. It's a thought that I'm hoping, as a lumber shareholder, I'm hoping is actually true. That might break us out to that $3 level, but also maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. If you think about dividends, send it back down to 257, 256, send it back down. Why not? Because capping it off with that long-term point around post Melissa. Lumber Depot, as you said, then you never call it this, but you say it's up the vertical, but yeah, the fact that they own Atlantic Hardware and Atlantic Hardware distributes so widely. 30%, is it 30%?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me check.
I think it's 30.
I think it's 30. More?
maybe more. I know it's at least 30, but I think it's over
At
30.
least 30
No, apologies. It's now 29.3 interest in Atlantic.
IPO.
Yeah, the IPO had some dilution. I don't know if they sold some either. Who knows? Maybe they could buy. Maybe they could buy
You
piece
check.
from 29.3. But maybe they could buy piece from Gina. What do you think? Gina could sell theirs.
Why? Why would they?
Cash generation. Gina. Good
To me.
segue. GNAC is an insurance company. I haven't heard a lot of talk about, from the stock market point of view, about the impact that these insurance companies are about to face, about to report. Like it's a major, major thing to the point where I considered exiting some of my insurance holdings
Oh,
because,
interesting.
yeah, so GNAC knows that they might have, a hit to worry about. You're trying to, claims wise, they have some hits that you're going to have to take. So if you know that you have some hits you're going to take, that's why you have the other investment assets, right? And the investment asset that that GNAC has is a massive stake in massive. I don't call it massive, but massive if I own it.
Stake.
Yeah, proper stake that they have. They're the third largest owner of Atlantic Hardware also. So it's Construct Group, which is PB Scotland, Lumber Depot, and GNAC. Those are the top three, and then JMB right behind that. Yeah, GNAC bought this thing for much, much cheaper initially.
Much
Right?
cheaper. So yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Good to them selling it.
I was thinking
Good to them
within
selling
group as maybe they want to hold on to it. But you're right. That's fair.
But if they sell it to Lumber, they're still holding up. Well,
Still, yeah, exactly that.
kind of still holding on to it.
Kind
of still holding on to it, yeah. Like if I'm the man in charge, I'm the team in charge, I'm reallocating capital to GNAC. That's what I'm doing. I'm not really losing it. I'm reallocating capital to GNAC.
The thing is, okay. I'm sorry. The thing I was thinking just now was, but Lumber isn't those guys, but then Lumber is actually those guys because that's the whole thing they sold it to. Okay.
Yeah, Lumber is those guys.
That's why I said bridging, because I was thinking with the other side, the Panjam guys. Not
but
the Panjam, but they actually
same WhatsApp group.
Strong thing there. That's why I said Bridget, but then no, I think again, and I said, oh wait, but no, those guys, the most of the guys truly own a strong Lumber stake. They bought Mayberry stake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they'd have that and then PB Scott Construct Group. So add that to that. And GNAC also them. So even if they sell it to Lumber.
Still within the group.
Yeah.
Just
nice.
Moving around. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. Sobrati is there also. Yeah, hell of a stake. And Atlantic itself being the company that it is. If it's that it's heartbreaking seeing the videos, but there's also a small part of my mind that's always looking at it and thinking so many people are gonna have to buy back zinc, cement, nails, lumber, So many people are gonna buy.
So here's what I don't like. I don't like the idea. Like you present it that way. Because I don't even think you think that way. I just know I do it. The thing I do sometimes almost like I'm being apologetic to having that kind of thought around it. Meaning because it's not separate. It's not like they're in contest. It's not like they are linked from and they are, I have not defined it at all. Meaning, okay, people are going through something and people have to buy this thing. So I can be happy. I can be I can be happy about that thing. You get me? I'm not. It's not that this is the thing. It's not against people going through something for me to say, oh, okay, it's a good thing that my thing that I own can get a benefit. You get me? Yeah. It's one of those. It's one of the bad. It's one of the money bad kind of situation in my opinion.
It is 100% that.
Yeah.
Is in fact,
You're not allowed to be capitalistic in the face of certain things. That's what people. That's a thing, and which is funny because when I say capitalistic, I know what I mean, but I also know I think one of the worst defined terms on social media, two terms, capitalism and communism, is it's pick a side, and in every case one good and in every case one bad.
yeah,
What I often find is if you're communist leaning, you define corruption as capitalism. And if you're capitalist leaning, you define corruption as communism. It ever realize that they often talk about the same thing. Like one side is talking about the same thing as the other side. Or they're actually talking about corruption, but then they say it as the other thing. Oh, under communism, they take everything and whatever, and people can live a certain way. Under capitalism, they take everything and people can live a certain way. That's corruption. that's not people own their resources versus the government. Those are two different things. But yeah, so it's really hard to have that. It's something I wouldn't tweet because I couldn't bother go break down and share my thoughts and whatever because I know I'd have people on either side very invested in saying I'm wrong or just arguing with me about it.
Yeah, nuance died in 2019.
Yeah, man. So
yeah,
it's a listed company. That means a lot of Jamaicans earn from this thing. Dividends, share price gain, whatever. So the idea that's like saying, oh, you have a hardware store, and I mustn't be happy for you that you're selling more zinc now. It's always an other. It's never somebody owns the thing. Yeah, whenever we want to think in that lens, it now becomes very other. It's no longer a person at the end of the day. It's this entity separate and live by itself, and it's draining the people. When reality is no, because when in good times, when homeboy did that working life out to provide for him family, start him store things rough. Like it's always a good thing when you finally embrace the point of you're making some good money now, everything good. You can give back and whatever. Happy for him. But the moment there's someone an adverse situation, then boy, read the room. Why I saw that. Why people partying? People on the other side. To me, it's almost right to me. Like I hate ghetto people because they were saying the people in Jamaica. Basically, I was discussing that people in certain areas are partying in the thing in the water thing. They have water party because the hurricane not hitting them as hard. Like other people on the other side of the country are suffering. Like him partying and enjoying this sad time. Like, he's making the best of a situation. It's not actually affecting the person on the outside of the country. It doesn't make the wind blow harder. It doesn't make your house blow down when somebody is not thinking that. He just happens to be lucky that the hurricane is hitting the other side of the island in a way that's not hitting his.
Yeah.
It doesn't help for that person to then wallow and be in a bad situation or treat themselves as if they're in a bad situation because somebody else is going through something.
And we understand. You know what? It's performative, and you're right because I don't think of it that way either.
That's exactly what it is. It's performative.
It's performative.
We have a culture of it on Twitter where people definitely feel the need to do that thing.
Of course. How dare we be talking about stocks and making money now?
Yeah. Or don't have Christmas in solidarity. What that mean?
Solidarity with who?
Oh, somebody is going through it right now.
That person probably needs Christmas more than everybody else.
And oh my word, how dare you have Christmas? And the funny thing to me around that is that having Christmas kind of helps. It helps. I don't mean on a feel good level. I mean on a money level. If
Yes,
certain things stop operating, then
that's when the country is
probably
actually
then
ruined.
that person is in a worse case, because
Yeah,
if the people that can earn aren't earning, then problems. We
yeah,
need everybody that's able to do things doing things.
yep,
We need to get the people who aren't able back to where they need to be as quick as possible. And one of the
yeah.
things around that is just getting the economy in a certain way. One of my favorite quotes is Damian King's when COVID went thing. Then COVID was happening, and people were like, "Why are people caring about the economy? What about the lives?" And his response was, "The economy is lives. We can't pretend, say, the taxi man isn't a part of the economy. We can't pretend that everybody and their livelihood isn't a part of the economy, right? That when we say the economy is good, it's not happening outside of the people. It is the people. It's
Yeah.
the good wages are at a certain place, goods are selling at a certain place relative to that. Oh, the economy is good. What that really means is people can afford things at a certain level, right? The economy doesn't go bad. The every finance show, everything they will tell you, except this one, they'll tell you how the economy goes badly and it causes people to be in a bad situation. That's true, but the people being in a bad situation is the economy going badly.
Exactly.
The thing here, it's not the cause, it is the thing that's happening. So people not being able to work on one side of the country, businesses ruined, lives ruined. One of my favorite times to do the taxi man, because I saw a video and a taxi man was talking about his house flooded out and his car flooded out. So him can't go work. But him also referencing Bridging, who car didn't get it running.
Okay, yeah.
There's nobody to take the taxi. So Bridging not working either, because nobody's going to school down there.
Nobody's going, yeah.
Have to work. So the road then blocked. So it's not like him can operate. So he's in a better situation, but his business is ruined. His livelihood is ruined. It's not an effect of the economy that happening. Like that, the thing you're looking at now, that's economy coming into a problem situation. That person cannot earn, so him can't go spend money certain ways and him buy bread, and then the bread man go buy gas for the him thing there, and then those employees get fed. It's a chain. So we can't separate ourselves from it, and then on some sides, the economy, and the people only care about the economy. People care about the economy, is caring about people.
Yes.
America's a good economy, so people can live a certain life. Exactly. People live a certain life and thing there. So if we don't get to a certain level, then I promise you lives don't get better in Jamaica. Which is one of the biggest the devastation we see from a hurricane, it is an economic hit. It's not it can't separate me losing my house and all the money I put in here every single year from when I took the mortgage, a big loan I take, I can't pay right now because I'm not working. That happened in mass. It's an economic hit. That's a lot of people that the money, their lives have been ruined monetarily, and the sad chain effect that comes with that.
Deadly sad chain effect that comes with that.
It's truly we just can't separate them. We can't we can't act like one is happening in
Excel.
absence of other. It's not mutually exclusive.
Yeah. You know, it is. I think it's
the money mindset people have. It hurts you in a lot of ways more than the idea of you may short money and the life. That hurts people in ways that they truly don't know.
A deep way, deep way. Like you're right. I think about some of the things I saw right after. Not right after, like a week or two. We're talking about like hotels. I could have talking about reopening the hotels right now, and people are suffering.
Oh yeah. So where do you think the money going to come from?
Who do you think works at the hotels?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think you follow that thought along the lines like, what is it? The people that own the hotel have money, so them for give the people them pay same way like how the hurricane happened. You think the people that own the hotel do have loans? You think the bank can take the call and say,
bro. It's
exactly.
It's the true reality of thing that the problem is scale. They
Yes.
I mean they stop feeling like problems on a certain level. For $1 billion, if I'm today I need to drive a car and
Mhm.
I'll take a $3 million loan, $5 million loan to buy the car at my $5 million a year salary.
Mhm.
All right, cool. I work it and over 5 years I pay by the car and all that nice, whatever. I'm a billionaire. I own Jamaica Broilers. I have to pay for the fleet of cars. That's a loan. I have for the factory. I never spend money on building it. The billionaire is the whole thing was valued and it makes a certain amount of money and people buy the stocks at a certain
And
point.
I borrowed and I
My
borrowed
piece,
against that.
I borrowed a lot. If
And then I
things slow
bought
down
that
for
other
me,
thing. Yeah.
and it's like X amount of money coming a year. If that money if that money stop for 1 year, bro, I best believe if I make no revenue, there's no chill. There's no Jamaica Brothers can take a year off and just give a chicken for free. You know, works so.
At all.
It is done. Like the company is done that because that 1 year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
And also it's not no, continue.
that's
I like the point you're making.
it scales. It's the extra that scales. So my $5 million loan for the car, my 5 mil salary.
Mm-hmm.
Because I take the loan, every single month I have to pay. How much would that be? Just for argument's sake, 50 grand a month, probably
Mm-hmm.
more. But for argument's sake, 50 grand a month, and the 5 mil split up into 12, and the extra is what I can live on after I pay my bills, and at the end of the month, I have $100,000. We can go live life.
Mm-hmm.
So the loans get bigger, the revenue, the money coming in gets bigger, but the extra get bigger too. So we can live a certain life at that level. So okay, when I'm banking, I'm making 30 mil a month, or whatever it is. The extra is 10 mil a month. My extra bigger, so we can live 10 mil a month life. But the truth is the money can't stop coming in. And that money that comes in is the reason it's 10 mil a month. It's because 20 mil for spend to pay the work on them, and the guy that I buy things from, he might pay a fee work on them. It's just that's the true trick on effect. That's the true trick on. It's not it's not the one economists like to talk about, but that's the true trick on effect. I think the better the scale is, then the more it can spread. And which is why we worry about economy certain ways and things.
Yeah, no, you have it right. You have it completely right. No, sorry, if you're finished, keep going. Go ahead, Kyle.
Oh yeah, it does. All right, I am done. I was also believe in the point a bit more. we can't act like things are happening in isolation.
Exactly. What I like to do is I like to just, anytime somebody say, well, I've learned not to do it in the moment somebody says it, because people don't always, it don't feel nice to have to see the reality. But it is reality, right? Avoiding the reality doesn't help. If bring it back to that same thing. If those luxury hotels don't open up, Miss Marie that works at the luxury hotel and cook the food at the luxury hotel doesn't get paid. And if Miss Marie isn't getting paid and the luxury hotel isn't open, the luxury hotel isn't buying any wine and cheeses and berries and chicken from CPJ and JBG, which means those sales are going down, which means the salesman isn't going there anymore. So that salesman isn't getting that pay. Like it's all one thing. Like when you say, you can talk about money now or companies now or investing now, when now is when this is the rainy day. You grew up here and that you need to save towards invest. So this is it. So no more than ever. If you didn't have it before, no, you have to. I saw a post where somebody was talking about how I won't get exactly right. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but they were talking about how two posts. One they're just talking about now is the time for you to like look at your emergency. Like you have to, if you don't have an emergency fund, no, you have to build it now. No should be the thing that teaches us how important it is. And they're not wrong, but I know I've tried a couple of times to go through that, and I've thought that grow up. Talk not much I grow up, but I've spoken about it. It's hard to build an emergency fund in real life. The stock market is probably the best way to do it. The stock market is the best, not probably, is the best way to build an emergency fund. But the stock market also is like I said, it's almost taboo to talk about at sometimes, especially the times when it needs to be spoken about the most. When I wanted to do the episode the first Friday after Melissa. And I wanted to talk about the expected reaction that I think was going to happen in Atlantic. I don't know if we didn't do it for various reasons. We couldn't get to do it, but like I'm looking on this.
I thought about it as well. I really wanted to. Is would I do it if it's not for the light being what it was, right?
The light and exactly, yeah. But what I was in the light and internet and those things that really bothered me the most in terms of not doing it was thinking about the effect, the read the room sort of thing. And sometimes the time that you lose, quote unquote.
I thought of it, but I knew it would come. But the truth is, again, it's thing you keep saying to him more and more. It's you can't really make that kind of thing stop it from doing the good you can do.
True, but sometimes it does. Yeah. Because I consider doing it still, even just on my own, because I had the connectivity. I could do it even just on my own. I think about Atlantic, and like, it's hard to say in the moment, but if you're talking to people in the moment and they're going through a rough time, and you know that, next week you're gonna need a lot of money. Whatever you can tell them right now to help them out next week with that understanding is probably the greatest thing, right? Look on Atlantic. Between the end of the first market day back from Melissa till today, 39% profit. And that's after the dip, right? That's after the dip. If you just go within the first week of November, if you just go to just within the first week of November, between the first market day back from it and the first week of November, this thing closing 62% up. Chances are that week is the week when most people in Jamaica would have needed the most money or realized the need for the most money there. And us not having that conversation. And not that anybody who's definitely shouldn't buy or sell something just because we talk about on the podcast. But I think it might put some people, like a lot of people didn't know that Atlantic was on the stock market. Even now, a lot of people don't know it's on the stock market, right? And they don't understand what it actually is, what it does. And it's linked with lumber. And lumber itself then becomes attractive, right? And I mean, we've spoken subsequently about it many times. I've spoken also about the link with CHL. CHL, a good chunk of CHL's money come from selling cement. And it sells cement cheaper than Carib Cement does. And the same guys who bought Atlantic and bought lumber just bought CHL.
CHL, yes, sir.
And we know you don't take a genius to know that the country is gonna need a lot more cement over the next 2 years. And not just big cement from Carib Cement, but cheap cement too, because as we love to hear if we talk about this stuff, poor people. Poor people are gonna need good cement for cheap. And CHL brings it in. And the same guys who bought CHL, the port, that sell so much cement, also bought Atlantic, which distributes to every hardware around the island. And I'm thinking about the people 6 months from now who would have loved to know that now. Right? That's all, and that's why I have it. And you're right, that's why we push and have the conversation, even when it's hard, because if you have a conversation to 10 people and one loud one says, "I shouldn't have it now, people are suffering." And 3 people might agree with them, 3 people might not know, but maybe the other 3 people might be going, you know what? Let me look into this thing because I'm going to need it. Yeah. And then 6 months from now, all 10 need it, but only 3 were able to know.
Exactly. But something we often see in this is that's our emergency. We often hear about the emergency fund at the emergency.
Yes, not before.
So the best thing I can take from that happening so consistent is that at least this can teach you that you need an emergency fund. This can teach you that money should in there. But the reality is you want the fund before the emergency, right?
Exactly.
So if we don't have this conversation, then what happens? we never hear about the need for the phone ever. And that
Or you hear a lot of this. Oh, why they don't teach us that in school? Go back to school. Yeah, you can't act in the past. You can only act now.
Exactly.
So, and you know what bothers me? You know what really bothers me?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it's not actually poor people having those conversations. It's not really poor people. I'm talk about myself, but it's not poor people having those things. It's not poor people going, yo, my house blow down, so I don't want to hear about this right now. No.
Mm-hmm.
Chances are them house blow down, they can't hear this now. They're busy
Mm-hmm.
doing something else. And if they can, they listen because they want to listen, they want to hear, they want to learn. Why stop something good because of this fictional person that you've made up in your head that is fictionally bothered by the reality of a conversation? That's a crazy thing, you know. That's a
Performative, man.
performative
Performative.
to a massive degree. So I'm glad I'm trying to move away
Yeah,
from it. But
I find the false benevolence of that stuff. I'm such a good, not poor person that everything I do is with the false interest of the poor person in mind. Like I
yes,
care more about them than they care about themselves. Even
yeah. But
they'll
also
say
don't let,
they'll say that they'll say that in other words. They will
yeah,
truly say that, and you look at them like oh, basically why I get what people think that why I'm partying,
yeah,
why do you think it works so, and then think about
yeah.
that too. My party no happen for free, even if it's free entrance, something did sell that somebody can make money in that time.
Or somebody would have been in them house, losing their mind and being out there jumping up and down in the water in the rain was better for
Mm-hmm.
them than not that. Like, let people enjoy things. Let people enjoy things and let people do them things and stop. Like police for yourself and your circle. You
Mm-hmm.
get me? Don't try to police the world because your worldview is probably
It is
not that
yours.
great.
It is
Yeah,
yours.
it's just
It is yours.
yours. Your worldview is yours. Yeah, 'cause I think honestly about I think about everybody who's going to have to buy Lombard cement over the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, as you make a great point, the emergency fund is best is made should be made during the time when you're not doing the emergency. When the emergency hits is when you need the fund, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hate to say it, but
Too often it's okay. I oh gosh, this the truly common bro of okay. I need an advisor. No, why? Because
I'm
this
going through
thing
this
that
thing
has
right
been
now.
this there. It's been mounting in my life, and I'm looking at it no because this is when it comes to a head. No, bro. So and that's true when I feel out of my depth sometimes. If when you're telling me a kind of situation that I make 100, like you can put $100,000 investment monthly.
Hmm.
You need 3 mil. We have 6 months.
And I never come. I never come to you a year ago because back then, yeah, it was the right time. But now is
No,
Magic Man that I.
yeah.
Magic Man that I. Oh boy. And then the people it makes it harder for people, right? It makes it harder for
Mhm,
people because they're then looking for a level of magic that is not realistic to expect.
mhm, mhm.
Not realistic to expect. And also you make bad decisions you make bad decisions when you're on your but yeah, when you're in the most stressful situation, you're not making the best
Yeah,
decisions, right?
you are the desperation hits, bro, and the desperation
Yeah,
decisions are just they don't work.
at all. At
Boy,
all.
so
So
that's the thing I feel. And so why would I not use this teaching?
what I was going to say
Because
was
the the best I can take out of it, because I can't fix the situation,
mhm,
but I know more that get a hurricane every year.
that's what I was going to
Too
say.
often they hit,
Yeah.
right? So the best I can do is, yo, you now understand you need this conversation because you're going through it. Then, or you see other people going through it. You see what the reality can be for you. So let's have a conversation. If
Hmm.
I shelve it because quote unquote solidarity. Let's not talk about money, even though I go to my job tomorrow and make the money that I need to make money. And if I don't get that money, I go to my boss because solidarity. Because solidarity start working. No. So we need that. We do need to have a conversation. So we can't push it away just because. So
Well,
why use a moment?
exactly. That's why I say, well, let's. That's what pushes me to have it. That's why every week, the last 3 weeks, I keep coming back with the same topic, like it's a recovery. I want people to think about it. Think about a year from now. Think about 6 months from now. Like I said, that's the point that's going to make that. Who told us that there is going to be another one next year? We don't know. No amount of, well, I hope not, I pray not. Oh, don't even say that. None of that stops it from happening next year.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Let's say worst case scenario, it does happen next year. Somebody might be listening to this who, after it happened, devastation again. Oh, 2 in a row. Oh my God, what happened to Jamaica? We saw it. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
But remember that, remember I said last year when we learned about Atlantic or we learned about lumber, a second hurricane again? Guess where the construction materials have to be bought again? But I know I have a better idea, right? Or maybe I'm doing it, maybe I'm dollar cost averaging it over the
This
last
is where I think
year. I know I have the emergency fund that I built up that way. Somebody throwing an emergency fund in Atlantic in October. In a week, the emergency fund would have up 62%.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else is giving you that.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else is giving you that.
Nothing. No.
Like, nothing else is giving you that. And you don't have to know nobody, you don't have to have a link.
Mm-hmm.
And also, let's be serious. Nobody else is talking about this stuff in the way that we are, openly the way that we are. No one is doing it. But we've done it for years and nobody's
Because we
doing it.
decided not read the room this time. I'm not,
Exactly. Exactly. I saw that thing. I said, everything that lies between you and what you want is found in cringe. Like you read the room and everybody suffers. So yeah, conversations like this, they might be boring, they might be lame, they might not be for you, then don't listen. But they might be for somebody else who listen. And until there are a bunch of these sort of conversations happening all over, we'll have to hold the strain. We'll have to We'll have to help people get better. And it's a good little segue just to remind people, if you want to be part of the non-reading the room profitable conversations, you can send a speaking request, and we will.
Give me 1 moment, right?
No problem. Well, you said give you 1 moment, but I'll have a freestyle for the next few minutes until you come back. But no problem. If you have to go, you have to go. I'll I'll cover it until. So anybody want to join me and have a conversation on any stock? It doesn't have to be Atlantic. It doesn't have to be JDG. Can be anything. Send a speaking request and we will talk about it right now. Well, yeah. Send a speaking.
I don't know where that music coming from.
I think that's definitely your side. I'm not hearing any music on my end.
I don't know where that's coming from, man.
Might be on your screen or something. It might be on your machine. I'm not hearing any music at all. Anybody in the space hearing any music?
I have no clue where this will come from. Sorry, give me a moment.
No problem. All right. So while we wait on the night to come back, if you guys want, we can talk about any stock. So the first person to send me a speaking request gets to pick a stock that I'll play that game. You get to pick the stock that you want me to give you my thoughts on, and my realistic thoughts, good, bad, or ugly. What I think, what I expect. So send a speaking request, and I'll talk. We can have a nice conversation about it. Or we could talk also about the IPO. That's the freshest IPO in the market now, Equity. I know that's something that a lot of some people have been looking at, or some people may not know. We can talk about that too, or not, or we can have a very awkward time until the night comes back. Either one works. But to that speaking request, and I'd love to talk to somebody about it. Well, not it. Well, I don't mind talking about Equity, but any stock of your choice, I'd say. All right, then I see you back in time. Well, no one sent a
Music on
speaking
my side.
request. No, still not hearing any music.
Yeah, I don't hear it anymore. So let us give thanks.
Word. But yeah, so nobody sent a speaking request. Nobody. Everybody want the lucky. I don't know. I guess the lucky mentioned it. You know, sometimes there's stuff every week. Still, I have one or two securities in mind every week still that I am like if somebody comes on and asks about it, like I want to go into it with them, so I always keep it there as like a person. But people don't come on and ask for it, it don't happen unless our conversation naturally leads there. So the people who will do it will get it, and those who don't. So somebody have to run the gauntlet and get it. But yeah, I still would love to hear from people. So send a speaking request if you want to. I will talk about a specific security of yours, and otherwise, uh,
yap on.
yeah, we'll just yap on. So yeah, what else you have in mind in terms of Melissa post Melissa impact?
Melissa. I'm just scroll.
Well, yo, one of the things I actually mentioned it earlier, that the idea of insurance impact, right? So like again, two bits of news came out, I think, at the right time. Not the right time, but around the same three bits of news around the same time with Melissa. And so the impact looks like it's from them. One of them being the JBG. So people, like I assure you, 3 months, even a month from now, where our memories are, a month from now or 2 months from now, people want to talk about the JBG and Melissa, right? Or the JBG being what it is, they might say it's a fraud. The other one was what I spoke about there earlier with Lumbo. And the third one is Jenna. Yeah, the third one is Jenna. Jenna's news that came out right there. Almost amazing timing about them acquiring Beacon out of Trinidad, which we did speak about before. Yeah, we did speak about it before. I know it's a big deal, and I wonder though. Like obviously that's a good thing, right? But what about the downside, which is what about the Melissa impact on Jenna? Like what will that likely look like?
So when I was watching that Taximan video, it's all I could think about. I didn't think of Jenna. I thought of Key, then I thought of everything else. Just Key and them Taximan fleet, and then everybody else where it because it's not just Taximan in the problem. It's everybody on one side of the country that them care flood out, the most flood out, and
businesses.
These are insured. The businesses for like every building, everything. These are insured. So.
Virgin was talking up to that one of the things himself was that he say, like in them doing some post work, like post Melissa. Business owner said, let's go through, let's fix the warehouse or whatever. Like the prepping them, having crew ready to do it. And then businessman calls and says, hey, hold off, don't touch nothing. I want to fix nothing. Why? Insurance. Yeah, man. And I also have to look how it look, I guess, because the insurance people have to come, assessors have to come and see it, and I did all whatever. And I'm sure that is happening all over. If he's saying that, I'm sure he's not the only person seeing that. So insurance have a hit, I'm sure, coming. So I wonder about that. I just said that to compliment your point. That the bike man, the taxi man, but yeah, Key, Genac, but then also the commercial side of things.
How much you think? I still get like third party insurance, right? It's not my problem for you. Which is funny. That's a good thing for Key, right?
Maybe. I'm sure. I don't think they're all.
I'm sure they have. I'm not saying Melissa works for them. I'm just saying if your insurance portfolio has a large amount of third party insurance, and you have less to worry about in that, because I insure on somebody leaking, if you leak somebody car, then we work it out.
Our property.
If somebody, your car is not my problem. So, but the truth is, every car insured. So, there's a large part of the market that is I'm working out your car. So that's a hit. It's a lot of I say not those cars. It's everything. Any kind of property, real estate, car, anything that's insured. This is the kind of thing that throws us into that wicked a wicked ranking to expose.
Yeah.
So I really think you're not have a lot to worry about. A big bill to spend, a big bill. But the thing I was going to say really was how much you think they can work it. Because insurance, them try to work it, bro.
I'm sure they're gonna work it a bit. They'll work it, you mean like, yeah.
As much as possible, I'm not pay the bill. But I don't know how much leeway they have in the event of something, because it's really hard to deny something like this, right?
True, but
it's like everybody get leaked. Everybody knows that this thing happened. So what's the kind of leeway they would have in that situation?
I don't know. I truly don't know. I haven't researched
it. They can't come to me and say, "Yo, Randy, like you can't argue your car get paid off, and mine
don't get paid off." Well, I mean, you can. You never argue. Yeah, it might be. It might be.
It must be that, right?
It might be.
But
can you prove that you said on the form here that you park it in the garage every night and it's a covered garage? Can you prove that that garage is covered? Or we have checked and you live in this part of Portmore and those garages are not covered.
Precautions, because I see up on the video, I see a car outside, you know try to get the money, man.
yeah. There's stuff like that. But also, I think maybe also core business, remember that they're not really, well, to my knowledge, they're not actually taking on the whole of the risk, right? It's a lot of reinsurance. So we get the hit and we call it our reinsurance.
But reinsurance also, it doesn't, shifting the risk up doesn't get the risk out, because it's the same on them too. If my claim being called cause my premiums to go up, it's the same thing for them.
Well, true. Yeah. Okay. So that's two things. We're talking first. Let's start the impact
they want
first.
To minimize the claims as much as possible, because that's anything they shift up, the risk still falls on for them. Meaning their premiums are take a hit too.
True, but that's future premiums, and if their premiums go up, your premiums go up.
Yeah, true. So you're right.
And I think we're beyond that. I think premiums going up. That's just it. Premiums going up. Yeah, because also a lot of people that lost their vehicles may not get back a vehicle or won't get it back immediately. I won't be getting back in time, which means that's a revenue hit for a lot of these insurance companies. Even if I'm going to give you back the money for you to buy a new vehicle, and we're going through the process, it might take a claims process, it might take a month or two. During that 2 months, that's 2 months where 40% of our customer base is not paying us. That's revenue not coming in. Yeah, that's why they might sell Atlantic. That's I'm banking on. That's what I'm banking on. And the queue, the Atlantic queue. You look at you see the Atlantic queue? Look at that. Wall down, nothing up. Yeah. Protection. It could be nothing. It could be nothing, yeah. And then weaker insurance companies I wonder about, like ROC. I wonder a bit about ROC, Iron Rock. And I'm also Iron Rock shareholder. But like I had more, well, the news came out with
Gina and their acquisition, which is a good thing for them in diversification.
Yes.
A hurricane might hit me in Jamaica and not over there, so I spread myself further.
Yeah.
Make money from more than just one place. So if that place take a hit, then my other places can do something for me too. In the meanwhile, it can still hurt my pocket, but it's a smaller portion of my pocket than if it was all my pocket.
Yeah, and I have it spread across enough places, but still, you worry. Again, there are sometimes many great silver linings coming out of this. I have one of my pipe dreams is that ROC gets sold. I would love if GNAC bought it.
Mhm.
But one never knows. To the times that one never knows. But yeah, it's a real consideration. Like I said that insurance to the insurance sector is a real consideration. And Iron Rock, general accident, key, well, key delisting at the right
Gee,
time.
yeah. And but then
Yeah,
it's part of GK and their whole insurance portfolio. They have a good amount of general insurance.
yeah.
But
GK's insurance portfolio is
there's also a good thing in GK is that they put themselves in more than one places, eh?
true, and GK is
I mean, I don't mean the thing that I mean the company is diversified. They have
diversified in its income. Yeah,
they have remittances coming in now. Thing there.
but
So
it might also be a good time nonetheless to kind of separate that kind of impact in a good way. I mean, so
don't money up the food.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, split it. I don't want money near my food. Split off the finance now. Um, and Melissa came at the worst and the best time, but it could only happen when it happened.
Exactly that. It will always be the worst and the best time.
It's always the best of time, the worst of times. The world is always about to end. Money. Speaking of money, what do you think in the money sector?
From what angle? Meaning at the banks and
Yeah, banks. I mean, I think the obvious big ones are the banks that don't look like banks. I don't mean SVL. I mean, like Access, like Dollar. The ECL hit that Dollar has
Oh,
to
because
take.
they mentioned that, yeah. Because
Very well worded
and
notice.
even Access with they have a good farmer portfolio. That's how it.
Yeah. True. I never thought of that. I think Access, a good chunk of the customer base may also be people who are negatively affected by it. I know. I mean, Dollar literally has an arm out in that side of the country, right? They have a branch out in that side of the country. They spoke about it was such a well worded notice. You ready? It was such a well worded notice. They're talking about
Which one?
what did they say?
The
The
note?
4%, the 6% that became 4%. Yeah. 96% of our portfolio. And it was revised to only being 4% of their portfolio.
And is a difference between the financials and the notice, right?
I think the notice is required
the
now
notice is
financially.
Oh.
So this number is 4%. Initially was 6%. And then
I wish I had both.
I have both, but I don't have it here. But I have both.
On the side. I mean on the side.
Yeah. I have both. No, but it was revised, and they say it was revised here. But that was a change. That's a major change. The major change was 6% of our portfolio, and then it was revised very quickly to 4% of our portfolio.
Why?
And those two numbers sound so small if you don't know. If you don't understand, those two numbers sound so small.
Now, why do you think it matters? 6 versus 5. 6 versus 4.
Just generally speaking,
the
in population,
for me, one is above 5 and one isn't.
Exactly, as I would say that in populations, well, from the number side, in population, I don't think, well, maybe it's the same rule. In populations, 5% is that number where 5% starts to matter, right? And that's a general thing across loads of things. Like in surveys, 5% is your point of materiality. Huh?
Think of exactly, something like insurance.
Yes, and then of course insurance is just risk, which is against populations. So if 5% matters there.
For them.
Yeah, no, I'm still going with it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so I carried the idea all the way through. And then if you want to bring it to just raw numbers, so this notice is well worded. Well, and I say it's well worded because it's meant to show, in my personal view, it's meant to highlight how small the impact on their overall portfolio is. the preliminarily assessed impact on their portfolio is just 4%. And of course, just 6%. But as you know, 6% is 50% more than 4%.
Mm-hmm.
So you see how we're targeting into who knows and who doesn't, right? And then think about what this thing is. Like they use a lot of wonderful words here. I'll skip some of the stuff that I think is
That
just
sentence
fluff.
is so beautiful.
We are confident that our discipline
No,
management
no,
approach,
the last sentence of the second paragraph.
our diversified loan base, secured loan strategy, and conservative underwriting standards continue to underpin the stability of our balance sheet.
So I only can read, but only know what this means.
Hold them here. That's a hell of a sentence. Yeah, use it in a sentence, please. Or diversified loan base, secured loan strategy. Anyway, it's all fluff.
You put this in air and say, what does this mean?
Oh
Simplify.
God. Oh Lord. So to me, the important part of this thing, I was talking about to the girl group when it had come out. The first one had come out, and the second one is the same. That the important part of this thing is that Dollar Financial Services, following the recent catastrophic hurricane, Dollar Financial Services Limited will have some short-term impact on their operations, primarily through credit exposure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The current credit exposure represents 4% of the loan portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
No. Again, the no and don't know. You know, if you know, you know. 4%. Just go back, what, 3 months or less? They like to boast about the portfolio that they raise money. They have a bond out now
Mm-hmm.
for 1.5 billion. And I think the current portfolio is what, 4 point over 4 bill, 4.2. 4% of 4.2 billion is a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
Now, if your current exposure is 4% of your portfolio, finance rules say that what? You have to book the exposure that you know about as a loss. So if this to me says that they're looking at having to book 4% of their entire portfolio as a loss in the next quarter. Thankfully, the next quarter is this quarter, which is the full year, but still 4% of 4.5 billion. I'm ballparking it at 4.5 billion. But it's a loss. It's a loss that you have to book. And that's your preliminary assessment. And then now that puts you in the mind of why that number was 6% before. Why did it fall to 4? I don't really think you know. I don't really think you know. And it could change the color of the entire credit.
I think a beautiful
Right?
thing is it's a preliminary assessment. You cannot,
Yep, yeah. But you know what?
always go back to 6.
Exactly. But you know what else it is? It's an opportunity. It is fulfilling my obligation of having to give you a notice. You can't say anybody tell you. You can't say anybody tell you. I told you. I put a lot of other words around it, but I told you. I even put in bold 4% of loan portfolio, because the rules that I have to tell you. The rules don't say that I have to go and I open up the financials.
The exact dollar figure.
Yeah, I tell you the exact dollar figure. And that dollar figure might sound a lot bigger. 4% sounds nice, right? But 3.2 billion as of the end of the third quarter. No, that's total debt. What's your total portfolio? Loan portfolio, 4.6. 4% of 4.6. It's 184 million.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be higher, right?
Might be higher,
Yeah,
but she's just preliminary, bro.
your ECLs before Melissa was yeah, ECL before Melissa is 3.3. If the exposure is 4.4%, is it 4 point odd? Did you round down?
Mm-hmm.
Do you add it to this ECL? Does that now mean booking ECL of 7 or 8%? I don't know if that's what it is. The people who care enough can
It
go
would
and
be.
check it.
Yeah, that's
Or it could be
it.
hard, yeah. And so I saw it. I was actually proud when I saw it. I was proud of them. I was like, yo, this is what I like. Also because they're one of the first out the gate to do it. So don't feel terrible and think, boy, dollar going through it. The whole of them here have to do it.
Everybody.
Everybody has, not the whole of them. I mean, like JC doesn't have to do it. Amazing. But certainly every small loans company has to do it.
Well, that's
Lasef has to do it. Idiot ISP has to do it. Barita, interesting. I wonder Barita because Barita has some diversified. I mean, Barita is diversified widely, but the thing is what it is, right? And it affected who they affected. It affected everybody. Yeah, I think CPFV is clear. If I remember correctly, they said recently that they're good.
That's. You
were saying something?
I said there's nothing money in the same way too. So it's just the big things are fine, eh?
True. So I think and they are diversified across the region too. They have stuff in Jamaica, but diversified across the region. I think they said that they're good. NCB, I'm wondering about. No, that's like a double whammy because no breeze can blow in Jamaica and don't affect NCB. So I'm wondering what their increased, what their ECLs will look like. You thought about signals with what when you saw the mega map?
I thought about signals from just general with the thing there, but they don't know. We're having this conversation. I'm thinking about signals because, what are they? Do they have businesses that
are exposed that way? They must.
That are exposed, and then but then how that throw back to them? Business cap.
Well, let's see. One man them go straight silver lining. Again, shout out to Cygnus. You guys still have the most useful MD&A on the market. I don't even read most MD&As unless I have to. They're a waste most of the time. Yours is still
useful.
It's
so disappointing, bro. When you go, you shut to the financials and you go up and you hope something is there, and then you just read the financials abbreviated.
Yeah, and not even like a true abbreviation, but more like a look on this part and look on this part. Yeah, that's not
like, things good, man. Things good, or things bad, but it's not so bad.
Yeah, annoying, but Cygnus is still the most useful. I think of them as the standard in this regard. And so they talk about right off the bat. They resume discussions regarding possible finalization of a facility dedicated to Jamaican medium-sized businesses in the wake of the devastation. That's nice. That's good, and that's how I like, right? Business, the recovery should flow with and into business. That we need that. In fact, SAIC a notable jump in demand for flexible debt capital directly linked to opportunities, focus on restoration, recovery, etc., etc., etc. With respect to SCI's exposure to the Jamaican part of the portfolio, they're in the early stages of completing their assessments. So I think they have a hit. I think, like anybody, like, yo, we're not screwing this up now. We'll tell you how the hit go.
How the hit look like for them? Because they lend money to businesses.
But because
they're on the next
you have to know.
No, continue. Got you.
No. They're not just, well, yeah, they are bond, but they'd have to book this debt. They still have to book it.
It's Evans. I'm saying they're not. As I said, the next side. When I said next side, because I'm thinking JBG and them owe money. So the flip now, this is the guy that owes the money.
They're on the other side of the table. Okay, I get you. Yeah, I get you. I think they still have a hit to come, but you see, because they've never really been ultra clear on for what their exact things are. Some people, if you know, you know. Like a good one is Tropical. What kind of hit do you think Tropical see? Or maybe Opportunity? Maybe a lot of car batteries have to be replaced?
Yes. But yeah.
Tropical.
Yes, but also, but they're also thinking, we just not gonna buy no battery today, because
A lot of new cars might be bought too, and them come with battery. Yeah,
which is
it's,
tropical in some cases, no? You agree with
maybe.
that?
I
I'm
mean, I'm
almost sure
sure,
it is.
but maybe. But like, so I'm thinking like top
Let me remember
line.
something. I'm remembering something. Like, maybe not new, maybe second hand, for the lot. Not the lot. I'm thinking about it like a car lot, Manchester. But
And a car lot might buy from Tropical. Yeah, yeah,
mhm.
yeah. So, and I think there's also, in everything there's opportunity. So I'm not writing them off. I'm not writing Tropical off it, but Tropical
Yeah,
is screwed themselves from
yeah,
long time.
I think true then. Wait a second.
They made things hard for themselves long ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you said. They said that you not make it happen. They make it happen already.
Yeah, it was already a difficult situation for them. And at least that's Cygnus on the side. So Cygnus,
Track me there.
yeah, what these guys are good at also. I wouldn't be surprised if they do things like, sell its investment to the Puerto Rico arm, especially if the Puerto Rico arm is off balance sheet. Because if we have it on our books, we have to book the hit. But if Puerto Rico have it on the books, then that's up to them, and then we don't have to book the hit. We just have to keep them on the books. So you can do things like that, and if anybody can do stuff like that, it's these guys, right? So I don't know, but I like the idea that they have of that fund. The idea of that fund. But yeah, anyway, we've been talking a whole lot now. We did have this one, I see Kamoy garden violinist at join.
And he's
Greetings, Randy. Greetings, and I.
here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here.
How you
Been a
doing? How
while,
you doing,
man.
Come
Kamoy?
on. What's good,
Been a
boss?
while.
Indeed.
Yeah, man,
Indeed.
Yeah, so yeah, man, it's great to be on tonight. I hope everybody doing well. Um, I am in particular, I've been looking at ECL for a while now.
ECL as in the
Man,
finance ECL or ECL as in the listed
Express, no,
company?
man. Express caterers.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, man. Operating out of Donaldson.
Airport, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I feel like every breeze I blow down that side, they affect them.
Pun intended.
Yeah, they had a really strong,
Q1.
year last year.
Mhm.
They released the audited in May. And then they had a really strong Q1. All like really, really, really great stuff. And profits, really up and everything looking nice. And then Melissa, airport closed for a week, and all that. And since then, I'm sure travel has been significantly impacted. Um, yeah, because a lot of reduced numbers in terms of traveling. Number of hotels currently closed. So already, room stock, gone down. There's cancellation and reservations, and all of these things. So I'd like to think that definitely travel has been affected. Looking forward to seeing what those numbers look like.
Do you invested in it?
Yeah, man. Definitely a sure. Definitely a sure. But
And you're looking forward to the reduced numbers.
for the same for this at the same time though, I kind of see it as an opportunity.
Me too, but let me hear yours.
To double down and get some more shares.
Okay.
Yeah. I see it as an opportunity to get some more shares. The next Q2 should be coming out in January. 14, I believe. A number of persons might decide that the jump out and be selling the shares. Well, anyways, I think they're in a really strong place right now. Yeah, man, and look forward to hearing. I know that CEO spoke more about diversifying the revenue so that they're not so very tied down as well as, operating out of just, Dana Sangster. Because right there, it's big risk. But I look forward to seeing what that looks like, and
But
here to
what
hear.
you say, when you say big risk, what you mean?
So they're linked to the airport. So if the airport closes, then automatically, if something happens regarding anything around travel,
Mhm.
their business is impacted.
True, but risk is the hallmark of profit, Think about this. We all saw the minister on our phones going through hell to ensure that the airport was reopened. There's a whole lot of other business places that never have the minister doing that, right?
Right.
No, granted, he wasn't doing it just for ECL, but hey, the airport kind of have to open for those national reasons. The airport must be open. So you're right in that there's risk, but I think there's actually less risk than many other places.
Mm-hmm.
You have a
It,
point, definitely. So, so the whole airport, I was going through the Nassau so just a couple of weeks ago, and I was just thinking. I came back just before the airport. Tell the truth, I had an event that was moved up because I heard that the hurricane was coming. These overseas people and thing, and they move up the event, so I had to fly in early and all that. And I was just coming to the airport, and I was like, wow. Just the amount of businesses and just the whole ecosystem and how everybody depend on the airport. So I know that definitely it's a huge network, it's a huge ecosystem, you know, just in travel and tourism. So I can understand the reasons why, minister would, be very active and would work to get towards getting the airport up and running. And then
Yeah,
things came out of that.
yeah, and it's the country's biggest airport, and it's the most active airport. You know, most people come through that airport. It's good. So ECL actually stands to benefit, I think, from that. But a lot of ECL's money comes, I believe, from tourist spend, right?
mm-hmm.
And so I think it's always coming through the airport now. You know,
Yep.
Right.
yeah, I don't think the US Army spends the same way that John from California spends, right? Yeah. But also I like that you put a silver lining to it because I'm thinking of it with a silver lining. Also, I'm thinking of it that
Mm-hmm.
way.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. That's generally how I think. I think we generally should think of things like that. As
mhm,
I always say, it's not. It's things only go one way. The bad don't mean say the bad forever. The bad could just be as come on, it's a good time to a good time to get somewhere when people see the bad and react to it. But
mhm,
hurricane, it's a lot of bad. So we should be looking and saying, all right, where's the bad now that can be good later? And you did bring up a good point with ECL. Where that does always diversification and moving out of those. You spoke of diversification as just a risk and moving on that. But if they're one business impacted now and things look bad and people give you at a cheap price relative to what you were getting before, and then they go on to do the expansion and all that, that's recovery happening, and then them doing something big and getting more money on top of it. So I was good buying it. So we had a conversation around expansion some time ago. When
mhm.
was it, Randy? Right before the hurricane, or was it after?
I
Before.
don't know. I wouldn't say before.
Before,
Before,
yeah. I think it was before.
yeah.
But yeah, we had a conversation about that expansion and things looking good in that direction based on some news articles that Shay was showing us. But
Mhm,
this happening now, if I was good at it before, I don't think ECL is dead off for this. It just, as I said, it's a hit. So I agree with you. Good time to look for something good to look for a good price, good volumes, and then those things still remain. So looking
mhm.
at recovery, and then this thing is good, and what they're doing on top of the recovery, money can make from the expansion.
Right.
Yeah.
And the
So
PE look, at this point, the PE looking really good. So, as I said, the start of this year, this financial year, 2026, really, really good. So, I think they'll definitely continue on strong for the rest of the year, despite, this.
despite hurricane,
Yeah.
But is that realistic to expect though?
Yeah, because it's like to me, it just sounded like you were saying, boy, the hurricane might just make the rest of the year not look so pretty.
I mean, I think it's possible. It's definitely possible. But I mean, I kind of zooming in on this quarter. But thinking about it, a lot of hotels are, will be closed for an extended period. A lot of people, a lot of them doing renovations and all that, and that can take months. So, travel, as I said, looking forward to the travel numbers, and at this point, the year might be a tough year for real.
All right. Let's go. You're not wrong, but I only do it one way. I only do it with a bit of eye towards making sure, say, all of the points, all of the dots are connected. That's why I do in the grow group all the time. You see here for ECL, consider this. It's a rough point here, just off the top of my head. These guys pointed out that so quarter on quarter, Q1 and Q1, they had about, I round it up, 4.8, I round it up to 5% increase in revenue, right? And that translated, based on all the other things that happened with the debt management and the bond, that's a 49% increase in profit. But I just talk about the revenue now. 5%, roughly 5% increase in revenue. They themselves, ECL, pointed out that in the first quarter, the number of passengers coming through the lounge increased by about 5.5%. So if a 5.5% increase in passengers shows itself in ECL's numbers as a roughly 5% increase in revenue, realistically, what kind of drop off has we had in passengers for this quarter? I think it's a lot more than 5%.
Right.
Right? In fact, 5% of a quarter is how much? 9 days? Is that right? No, it's less than that. A quarter is 90 days. So 4 days. 5% of a quarter is 4 days. How long was the airport closed for? That alone is more.
So the airport was closed from, I think it was closed from the 28th, the 26th and it reopened on November 1st.
Okay.
So just around 1, 2, 3, 4, around 5-6 days.
So we know we hit the 5% already, right? And then with the reopening, you had the tourists leaving, so there's some good there. You had some people coming in, but I don't think it's tourists coming in. We have a lot more emergency, exactly. And then you have here, even though where we are now, we are, like I said, 3 weeks out from it. I don't think we're back to anywhere near the numbers. So I think we'd be lucky if there's a 10% drop. I think realistically,
right,
30-40% maybe drop, and that's in revenue.
Revenue.
I agree.
That's in revenue, people spending. And so even it open, I don't think people are going. Like I'm not flying out to Mobile and going, oh, I need to stop and get my Starbucks. Yeah, that might not be happening, right? And I'm stopping and having food at the sushi joint. It's not happening. So I think they might be facing a serious hit in revenue, which is gonna show itself, in my view, as a serious hit in the bottom line, in the profit. Now, even though they fixed things a little bit previously, Melissa came at a terrible time. Now, flipped on the head, I love just like here, then I say I'm the same way. I love to find the silver lining in it because there's opportunity there. For me, these guys have debt that they can't stop paying. They have the bond. They can't stop paying that bond. They also have other debt. And I think that other debt that they have is maybe becoming a bit more noticeable now. Right? They have related party debt that are kind of, I think, in the same class size as the bond. So within the group that we don't own, the parts that we don't own, there's been debt length that is massive. I think off the top of my head here, I could be wrong, but I think it's like 17 million. 17 mil. Oh, then I look at that. Things work out. We were talking about Cygnus And looking at the ECL, Cygnus lent them some money.
Mm-hmm.
Cygnus lent them 8 million US in December 2020. And ECL has to maintain a minimum debt service coverage ratio of 1.2 and EBITDA of 4. Wow. So some interesting things could happen. Even before this, I was expecting some interesting things to happen around ECL. I mean, I was expecting some interesting things around ECL, but no, I expect some even more interesting things. I have 17 million in my mind for some reason, 17 million, but here we're seeing 4 million in 14 million in borrowings. Bottom line is, I think, pressure bust pipe. I think pressure might be or make diamonds. I think there might be pressure to do some very, very interesting things, which for us on the outside, I say on the outside as shareholders, I don't know if I'm a shareholder, no. Maybe I'm a shareholder with it, but come on, you're certainly a shareholder, as you said. I think there's opportunities that might come up in ECL and it might not look like an opportunity at first. In fact, very often it looks like a terrible thing happening, but that's what the opportunity looks like when it's happening. The same people that own ECL own Margaritaville. Maybe they'll be pushed to IPO the thing.
Right.
Yeah, maybe they'll be pushed to pay off some of the debt that they have in terms of related party loans in their group. They are giving shares to ECL in some sort of IPO structure where a new listing happens. ECL gets to write off some of that debt because it's gotten shares, and that allows ECL then to own some businesses diversified outside of the airport, like they have been saying to us that they want to do, right? Yeah, I think there's opportunity in the middle of it. I think they're under pressure now, but I mean, the dirty secret is that as investors, as retail investors, we get to be wagonists. So you kind of almost want them to go through rough times. It's the truth. It's the truth. Yeah, it's a simple truth. As retail investors, we get to be wagonists. And again, I always say, yo, were you invited on the yacht? Are you on the jet? Are you friends with them? No, it's okay to not care if them business going through a rough time. If you can see where their rough time is going to end up with you benefiting, because maybe they never want to do a rights issue, but now the hurricane lick on, boy, if that will help us, we raise the share price and raise some money. Or Margaritaville, Jamaica, maybe we can spin off and sell. Well, not spin off, quite under ECL, but maybe we can IPO that, and now as an opportunity, you get an opportunity to own it, and maybe there's a dividend species to ECL shareholders, and you come out as an ECL shareholder, end up owning some new shares in the IPO because of this bad event that happened. So yeah, it's not all dark clouds. In fact, sometimes when it's dark clouds, some people get excited. I get excited. I like the rain. But yeah, it's great for the rain. It's great for the silver lining. Imagine that. Come on. Imagine if because of your ECL investment, you end up owning shares in an IPO before the IPO even comes out, as a simple result of owning the ECL shares.
Those are nice, yes.
Or as a wagonist, boy, things look ugly. You don't have to stay through the ugly time. You can look for a better price. You can say, boy, I'm out until.
Right.
Yeah. So it is a real consideration. It is a real consideration. I like that. I never even thought of the ECL one, and you're right. ECL is one that is directly facing both the downside and the upside of the whole Melissa situation.
True.
Well, we're going to take notes.
We're going to and pay attention, pay close attention to this one. It was great speaking to you guys, man.
Yeah, man, it's great talking to you also. Before you leave, tell me something else. Tell me something else other than ECL that you have in mind. Good, bad, or ugly.
Well, I mean, I think this one kind of everybody talk about it probably too much at this point. Trans Jamaica, man. Yeah, but bought in the offer, you know what I mean? And I believe as of today, I mean, anybody who purchasing the offer, or at least everybody should be at, if you purchase an offer, it should be at least 30% up, you know? So, I mean, it's a big deal. Um,
Massive deal.
looking good. Love that.
yeah, man. So, I bought some for myself. I bought some for my company, as my company bought some as well. So, what I mean? Well, I mean, we're just celebrating a little bit and go and watch what go on.
How can you celebrate at a time like this? Yo, it's funny. I mean, something to hear is her stock, but you mentioned that one of the things you're talking about the girl group a couple of weeks though is the predictability of Trans Jamaica, and then when they stop the toll, like forget the noise on Twitter. The people who did the research know that. I mean, not the government can't stop the toll. The government can stop the toll anytime they want. They can order it to be open. They just have to pay that bill, right? So they had a big bill coming. So I saw it and I knew that would be happening, and I knew that conversation would be happening, and the bill has to be paid. That's how it is. Nothing is free.
Do you think the bill is going to be paid?
When you say, do I think it's going to be paid? Do you mean like, do I think? I think the bill is incurred. I think there's a contract that was signed by the government, and it is what it is. And I don't expect that our government is going to abscond on its responsibility. It's legally required responsibility. I don't think they have a choice.
It's saying you never believe it's going to be paid. It's going to be paid.
Well, I mean, I think they'll manage to recover some funds. I'm not sure if they're going to recover all of it. You know what I mean?
Recover from where?
From the government, in terms of, I think it's what, 40 million per day for 15 days.
It's in the government, baby. If the government not go against their own contract,
it'll cost them more if they go against it.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Significantly more, and it's I encourage anybody who is a Trans Jamaica investor, which most people are. Most investors on the market are. I would encourage them to read the concession agreement. It's a very interesting document. I've said that on here before. I said it on BrickTalk before. I said it on earnings season before. It's a very, very interesting document when you see what it allows and doesn't allow, and what happens and what doesn't happen, and like it had to be adjusted just so that they could widen Mandela Highway. That contract is the reason why Jamaica won't have a train service. The contract states that you can have a train service, it just can't cross any parish lines anywhere. So you can have a train that runs from Portland to St. Mary because of the contract for the South Coast Highway. It's a very, very interesting contract. It allowed me to understand more about how government works, how the country works, and also my investment. So it's a thing that I did long ago and encouraged you to do long ago, which at this, when I'm seeing the noise on Twitter, and I see they're saying Trans Jamaica, the highway charging again, and I saw the minister saying, well, them can't charge, and he's right. If him say them can't charge, but him can't say them can't bill. And it might even be, you might find a situation where, like if I owned all the Trans Jamaica Highway, I'd be on Twitter. Yeah, man, I support this. You can't charge, because if I can charge, then people use the highway, and there's wear and tear. But if I can't charge, nobody uses the highway, but I still get the money, and there's less wear and tear. Hey, I'm not gonna mind getting that revenue that have low expenses.
Right.
So that's something to consider, and then you have to consider if that bill has to be paid. That's cash being paid out to the company without the usual expense, right? We never had to employ all of those people that we usually employ during that time. Maybe they're at home. Maybe the bill didn't move that much. Maybe the people have paychecks, or maybe anybody on contract, whatever. There might be a bit of lower cost, but the revenue is coming in same, and the revenue is guaranteed. And that might mean more profit, and that might mean a payout in the way that the Trans Jamaica shareholders love, which is
dividends.
Yeah, man. Dividend. I love the idea of it. So
you can get 30 cents per share, very nice.
If you get 30 cents per share, what is the current dividend payout?
I mean, they're about 25 cents right now. Yeah, they paid two dividends last two two dividends. Well, this year, two dividends.
Yeah,
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 just
man.
around 25 cents. Yeah,
25.50 to be precise. Yeah,
right.
25.50 to be precise is what they is what they paid out. So yeah, you might find a nice situation, and that dividend. I don't expect that dividend necessarily to stop. I expect that dividend to continue, and yeah,
Sorry
continue.
to
And I
my
expect people to
guys.
be happy about it. So yeah, big up and thank you.
Blessings, man.
Yeah, man, big up,
Yeah,
Papa.
man. All right. Night night. Chocolate Lasco.
Sorry, night guys. You guys were actually talking about the
Right,
thing that I
boss.
was going to say. It was about, do you guys actually think in TJS's perspectives? Does I remember saying something on like that they're going to increase the dividend rate for 2026? At least that was the aim. I just wanted to know how likely, based on what we've always seen, how likely it is
What
that they're
have we
actually going
always
to,
seen?
that they have consistent revenues, that they've consistently kind of slightly, well, consistently increased the dividend payout. So I think that was really my question. If you think they're gonna meet the target that they set, well, the what they put in perspectives, basically.
What did they put in the prospectus? Do you remember?
I think it's, I need to check. I don't remember.
So how can you know if they're gonna meet it if
Mm.
they
So
don't
it's a
check?
lot of hopium. A lot of I want it to be so, so it is so.
So Transjamaica is rivaling Carreras for the best dividend PR. Not necessarily that the dividends are better, but the PR around it definitely better. The
Mm-hmm.
PR that people love it, even though they don't even know, they just like the idea of it. It feel investory. Um, I want to answer your question, but I'm not sure what you're actually asking me, and I don't want to answer what I think you're asking me. I
So,
want you to be clear on what you're asking.
uh, Andy, can I jump in?
Sure, yeah.
I was, it's literally today I was having this same discussion. This very same discussion I was having. I think what he's speaking to is there was an initial rate from 2020 to 2025 that they had set, and then they said that they would have jumped to 2026 and onwards. They're going to move to between 24.5% to 35.8% of the IPO price. So, and I believe with that now, that will take us about another 10-cent jump in to get into that bracket.
So now
So
we're
it
talking.
would have increased to 35 cents around there.
Now we're talking. So what you're talking about there is the yield,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Yeah. So this is the jump we're talking here, the yield that they put in the so the important part to me, at least, Kamai, and what you just said was around the important part was the against IPO price. That's what the important part was.
Right, and that would be around 25% of the IPO price. Around there, yeah.
Yes. So you're saying that they had a jump baked in for when?
Next year.
For next year.
Right.
I don't think they have a jump baked in for next year. You think they have a jump we're looking at it now. People looking on the jump was baked in for this year, being
This year.
2025.
This year.
So this is the jump.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, depending on which one of these cases you're following, two of the three cases show a dip
Dip.
this year for next year.
It doesn't get back.
Yeah, and
Dip.
one shows either
2027,
flat or
2028.
slight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't come on, what do you think of that? And chocolate Lasco, what do you think of that?
2028, 2029 in two other cases to actually get back to this year's spread. To
get back to like on track to the growth, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think he was kind of speaking directly from what was said in the IPO and whether they're in the prospectus and whether they'll actually be able to deliver on that. I mean, in my honest opinion, I think they're poised, you know what I mean, for growth, and they're definitely in a great position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
So
that don't really mean nothing. Well, I don't really mean nothing. Come on, that's a nothing sentence. However, they've already achieved it, haven't they? A dividend payout at 22, a dividend payout of 25.5 cents against IPO price. What is that? What was the IPO price?
So that's
144?
18%. So that's 18%. That's
Okay.
18%. So yeah, so that's still outside of the. So they said 24.5% thereafter. That's after 2025.
Mm.
Yeah, so 24.5% thereafter, which would be after 2025. And as I said, that based on the calculation, that would be around 35 cents. And right now they're at 25 cents.
Yeah, that was what I was talking about.
What were you talking about? Sorry, make it clear for me.
That specific line. There was a specific line that spoke to that.
Where's that line?
I cannot. It's in the prospectus, but I can't remember the page that I
Page
read it.
5. You can look at page 5 dividends.
Okay.
Page 5.
Yeah, this prospectus dip on my desktop, you know.
Yeah, boy. A
It
lot of
lives
people.
there.
Yeah.
People love.
People love Trans Jamaica, boy. What do you do if NCB stop? What would you do? Come on.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah,
What would
man.
I do if it was?
If it stops, if they stop.
I mean, boy, move on.
If NCB, you know what I mean? You heard what I said?
Repeat it again.
What do you do if NCB stops?
If NCB stops, what exactly?
I
know that thing that is saying around it.
I know also. Listen, listen. There's nothing wrong with taking profit. I'll say that.
That's a thing.
There's nothing wrong with taking profit. And who knows, the music might not stop. But yeah, come on. I don't know if it was Kamoy who said the percentage just now, Chocolate Lasco, but 18%
Yeah, I was one
against 141. Was it 18%?
around there, yeah.
5.5. Okay. Yeah, 18%. And so you're banking on this specific, it's a page 5, but when you say page 5 in the thing or page 5 in the PDF? Like printed
Page 5 in the
5?
PDF. Sorry, page 5 in the PDF itself.
Actually,
in terms of the old documents, I think it's page 15. The entire PDF is page 15, but if you're looking at page numbers, page 5.
okay. NROC anticipates pursue a dividend policy, annual dividend maximum allowable under it. That's word. Average of 5.3 to 8%, 8.7 in 2020 to 2025, 24 to 35% thereafter. So if in 2025 we are having a if they said between 2020 to 2025 they expect an average of 5.3 to 8.7 in terms of yield, and from after 2025 they expect an average of 24.5 to 35.8 in terms of yield. However, where we are now, end of 2025, we're looking on yield of 18. What does that say? Like, I get the expectation. I get the excited case there. You're thinking, although I don't know how many people actually went this far, but the general idea I think is around that diagram that I'm looking at, which is the thinking is that listen, they expected to jump around now. Is the jump happening? Is that what you're asking, Chocolate Lasco? or
Yeah,
behind what you're asking?
yeah, basically.
You sure? You don't say yes if it's not yes enough.
Yes, sir.
I expected there to be a jump between now and next year. So it's not that it's
If it's not, then what?
no man. Like I expected it to be what it has always been with like consistent and the revenues over the years. But overall, I just wanted to know if compared to what they set out to do, if what they actually have on paper is what they're actually, you know, able to do.
Well, as you see, they're doing a lot better than what they had on paper. So the question then becomes, did they do better early, or are they still going? Are they still looking to do more? Um, I'll tell you the question I asked the girl guys months ago. Why? What was the expectation? What is the reason for the expected jump? In 2025, again, we're at the end of 2025, so this has happened. We're done. So
And of
what was the reason for it?
them question investors now ask themselves, them just get caught up in the hype and the Jamaica train and to the moon and but them not
Yeah.
if everybody you talk to say,
To
oh,
see it.
I'm holding, I'm not selling, then who really are buy? You get me? So people have to look on it from a different perspective and I wonder why. Because if you look on that millions every day or how often it trade, when you look on that on a retail now finding the money there every single day. So how much people, the last time, how much JC said 15,000 people are something like saying that the market actively are,
No,
I don't remember the number.
no,
I
man.
don't
Oh,
remember the
oh,
number.
active in the market?
So you know, say no
Yeah.
come on about it.
Well, I don't know, but
I chalk it
can't
Lasco,
take a guess.
it might be
I
from the
mean,
Lasco family, you know.
you mean Lascelles? But you have to ask yourself them question there, and one of the reasons why I'm even jump on the call, but me save that for later until come I finish.
Okay. No, I mean, I think they're asking. It wasn't even come. I was just
Everybody
putting
can talk.
forward some
Talk
points to
about it. Yeah.
support it. Yeah, well, it was actually Chocolate Lasco. The Chocolate Lasco, I hate to answer a question with a question, but it it does beg, like the answer to what you're looking for, the correct answer is found in answering that question. Why was it expected to begin with? And if your answer is because it says so, nothing wrong with that answer, but you know how complete or incomplete of an answer that is. Like, how confident do you feel? Imagine if you ask them, like when your parents say do something, you say why, and they say because I said so. You might still have to do it, but it don't hit the same as when you know why you're doing something. Put on your clothes quick, cause we're going to the beach, or you put on your clothes very very quickly then, right? Versus because I said so. In the same
Oh,
way,
you mean like having an actual sincere answer and to know why you did something or why something happened.
yeah, man, not the sound nice. And if you come out with some of the analysts speak a while ago, you don't want the analyst speak answer. The real question that I asked, and as you heard, I have just mentioned, not many people answer to even think about it, is what was the reason for this expectation, right? And is
We
that
have an expectation. We look at the IP prospectus and we're saying, oh, they're going to make this much money. Why you believe them? We've
Mhm.
seen predictions fall off many times. So you have to say to yourself, what's behind those predictions? And do I believe they're doing the things that will cause those predictions come to fruition? Versus if you were to just imagine every prediction in every prospectus, are you taking it for gospel? I'm actually
Remember,
asking.
can Jamaica a gospel, my youth? You know that already. Can
That's
Jamaica
what I'm
is the
saying.
gospel.
Why do you be all right? Them say them going to do this. It's not a matter of they had some money put down and they're gonna pay it in 2025 and in 2026 the money will put down for that as well. It's what are they doing now that would cause that to be a possibility?
I mean, they're actually, taking steps to increase traffic. The new leg, the
Oh my God. We have a drinking game going. Waiting for somebody to say it.
You know, like,
New leg. Sorry. You're not wrong, by the way. The new leg is a major consideration.
mhm.
and even the capital gains over there. My only regret is just not getting in that IPO, but I can't really complain regardless. So it's been like a
Yeah.
double like a double between capital gains and dividends. I can't really complain about it at all. So, for
It
example, when
could.
I see
It was
the
cheap for an IPO for a long while.
Yeah, you had 2 years after IPO to get it for even
So, I-
cheaper.
so, so,
Me
so,
just go ask him if him do grow, you know.
I
that's
actually
nothing.
did do grow. I did grow in
Yeah.
Yeah. I you have to
2022.
know better, you know for better better than that question the way you ask.
Yeah.
when you say you're sorry, you're sorry you never get in for IPO because there is so
Yeah,
much
you're right. It
things.
actually was less. It was less at that point. You're right.
Yeah, man.
All
For
right.
years. For years. Not for a short amount of time either. For years.
It was not for sure.
Yeah.
Jamaica. So Jamaica has the best, has the most flipped switch PR ever.
Yep.
Crazy
You hear
man.
it
It's,
now?
it's like
It
people
was
get programmed.
it was the
Like
opposite. Everybody was upset with the company. They were cussing. It was,
yeah, man.
this IPO ain't not going nowhere. People
Nah,
blame
I go
government,
nowhere.
then blame.
Yeah, no,
So
nah, I
when
go
you
on
hear it
to
now, it was the opposite.
yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
you know
true.
the funny thing, the question they wanna ask, people might feel like say, when I fight out Jamaica or and the people don't understand if I am an investor in a company and I look money from this thing, I have to answer them question here. And
Yeah.
that's why the questions are being asked. Because I know magic trick is not a magic thing where this thing just a move by itself or you have to understand what you do with your money. And if you come on and run there, then I ask you a question about the stock that you're in. And when you get the question, you can't answer it or you don't know the first thing for try if you get the answer. So you have to look on yourself. Wonder wonder why. Because the question is very important.
Yeah. And then not just look at yourself, push like the questions that we ask are literal questions that lead to profit. That question around Jamaica is a very key question. If you know why it is that they specifically why they projected this here, it will lead you to so much more.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that you can't make money still off of it. Hey, you didn't have to know nothing about this. If you did buy it at IPO, you're way up now. If you did buy it after IPO, you're even further
You're
up
way
because it
up.
did drop. Yeah. If you
Or
did
if
buy
you
it
buy
last
it
week,
off a sale, if you buy it off of a
yeah,
sale, you're up. If you buy it last week, you're up. So
yeah.
money made.
And don't yeah, and don't feel bad about not buying more. Like I feel bad that I didn't buy some Trans Jamaica 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Mhm.
Like or in September. Like I knew. Like there's a day when I'm sitting at my desk and I'm looking at it at 4 little bit. And I'm saying, even when it was at 3 odd in June and July. And
Mhm.
I'm saying, oh yeah, well I know what's going to happen in a September. Right? And then when it dropped again just the other day, just literally just the other day when it's at 405, that specific day, November 3rd. I look at it and say, oh, should I put some money in there? Should I buy it? No. And in my mind, here's what I said. I'll tell you no, because it's gonna go up heavily towards the end of the month, especially closer to when people get paid. It's going to go up. People love it like hell. It's gonna go. This dip day here. This dip day, I thought, let me buy
Like
some.
like clockwork. Like
Exactly.
clockwork.
It sounds like magic, but I don't think it's magic. I won't say I'm very aware of what is happening and why. But I say I think I have an idea of what's happening. And I also don't know if the music will ever stop. It doesn't necessarily need to ever stop. But
Mhm.
there's a difference between doing something that might be risky, but you know you're doing something risky, versus blissfully unaware of risk and going into the same risky situation. Because if it stop and by the end of if by the middle of December it's down to 270, how much people would be bawling and crying and weeping and wailing and moaning and gnashing up teeth.
The funny thing random, I literally just check it, see how much Jamaica moved since the start of the year. And year to date, it up 1.51%.
Yeah,
Year to date.
yeah,
Oh yeah. That's also the funny thing. You know what's the years are pretty
Exactly.
in
And you know the
Yeah.
funny thing? That is crazy. You know why? Ah boy. We can only say big up Brandy and Nine. That's
To be clear, he's not saying that it's up because of us. I don't know if the nine money set up that
no,
way, but
no,
my
me
money don't
not,
set up that
say that.
way.
no,
Yeah.
No, say that. But a man buying into an offer at $3.60 to now and make 30 something percent, while me know people probably make 80 or 90%. Let me just say that.
Yeah,
also
and more.
It's not 100.
Yeah,
Exactly.
also no people
Exactly.
were buying a Saturday year. I never buy again.
Exactly.
yeah. And
Exactly.
funny enough, I sold at the start of the year. Well, I sold whenever the offer for sale was announced.
Mm-hmm.
But the price now is higher. Is it? It's higher than.
Then offer for
Yeah, it's
sale.
higher than the price
I
I
know.
sold at. No, the price I sold at.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah, I
man, but
sold at like
$4.40, $4.50 them region there.
yeah, and like 420 I
Yeah.
sold at. Yeah, but no, it's higher. And hey, it will come. Listen, that's the beauty of the market too. I just want, for me, I want everybody who is in Trans Jamaica to have as good an idea as they can of it, so that if any bad times ever come along with regard to the share price, you're not. I don't want people vexed to the market and cost the market, right? I want you to understand it because it's not always sunshine and blue skies, right? If any of the parties that buy this thing heavily in the way that they buy it suddenly have to manage what their cash outturn looks like and they stop doing this thing, if pensions have to pause and rework, if there's a bit of a general pause, if a book gets sold from one company to the other and there's a general pause, and the heavy buying stops, retail is not going to buy this thing up to 5 or 10. Although retail, you notice the rise happening now as people get paid. There's a bit of a rise happening. What do you think? What do you think the price might look like going? What do you think the price might look like next week, BrickTalk, on the 28th?
Calling $5. I'm calling $5. I'm hoping it's not, but I'm calling $5.
You're hoping it's not $5. Why not?
I'm
Why? That's
hoping
your money.
because no. It's my money. I agree with that. But I wanted to buy some under the five. That's all. That's all. That's all.
Well, it's under
Under
$5
right now.
now.
Under five
Under
right
5
now.
right now. Yeah, man.
Money,
Here,
the current money is just not there for the under five right now. That's it. That's all.
yeah, but you soon get paid. Don't worry, you soon get paid. Which may be why the price is going up. But yeah, don't
Retail
worry about it.
investors. Retail investors that help people with them goal, you know.
That's how the market works. That's how the market
Very
works.
fun.
Yeah. Anyway, big up chocolate. I like that question. I like the Trans Jamaica question. I like the Trans Jamaica angle. And like I said, if you don't remember everything I said, you're not watching this. If you watch this in the past, I'll just say it clearly again. Investigate why this rise was expected. Actually, read what this section speaks about. The whole section.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Understand what it speaks about. Yeah. And I'm definitely, thanks for pointing this out, Tab. I'm definitely not against Trans Jamaica. I buy it and I sell it from time to time. I don't own any now, but I'll probably own some in the future. Who knows? Maybe next year I'll own more of the debt. But either way, just understand that. And to give you a thought answer to your question, do I think that it will continue? Meaning, do I think that the dividend payout increase will continue? Yeah. I think you'll continue. I think it's going to taper off, but it's going to continue. Like you'll beat inflation, I think, or they are great. The worst thing you could have your money in that, in my view. Do I think that the cap gain increase will continue? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows that? We're laughing, but I hope to look back with you and go, you remember when we laugh after 10? Look at us now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So who knows?
And the funny thing, all of this movement, we have a conversation from earlier this year, you know,
of course, yeah.
about the down and then the movement, so it a move now and
down to the time, down to the week, down to the week.
Crazy.
I remember saying, I actually have a recording of myself saying the last week of November. So I don't know. Well, let me not say that on the internet, but yeah, it's predictable in certain ways, and I'm happy that people making money, especially now. I'll leave it there. And it's always okay to take some of your profit. Always okay to cash out. You cashing out in profit,
The
always
people might do
appreciate.
that in other for sale at jump and rail, you know.
Yeah. Or the government dropping. Anyway,
I
Tab,
know.
what's up?
Why am I there? I know. They are list too now. I do nothing.
You say you had
Half
another
of the
point.
market.
You say you had another point around something that I was saying from before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, man. I just maybe me forget that point, but it was just around the whole thing and the question them that were being asked around the Trans Jamaica and even the ECL talk, you know, it just show it's a thing where when you're in a market for a little while and you're in the right space, you learn things. And when other people say things and ask questions and you realize say you find the answer for yourself, then you know say, you know, certain thing that little things are going. Because even the question with the ECL when the guy was mentioning about bad results and you know so on and opportunity, it might be an opportunity to buy more and you know it's just that me I play it out in my head and say, yo, wait, what would I do? You understand? In a situation like that.
Yeah.
But me
And
would
what will
handle
it
it different
actually
from
look
him.
like? How would you handle it?
And that is the thing because if me I expect the results I go bad and me I expect a dip I go come after. Would I do it like how me do Trans Jamaica? Would I sell? You understand?
Word.
In anticipation, yeah. Would I sell? Take
In
my money and then buy it
anticipation
lower.
of a drop.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
And
not
then we'll
a
buy back
bad.
after.
That's not a bad thought. Very few people. A lot of people talk like that. I'm sure then I hear a
Mm-hmm.
whole heap of that.
Nuff.
Must sell and buy back. Very few people actually do it.
Seeing is believing.
I mean when one of the problem with that, you know, if you don't really want to sell is because you don't really feel strongly about the price going down.
Conviction is a hell of a thing. It's
Yeah, so that's
it
the
caught
problem.
up
Boy, me
in
no
when
want
it
to sell no
actually
and then
go
it
down.
continue go up, you know.
Yeah, yep.
So that's the trouble there. But when you're okay with what you do, I mean, sometimes you gonna feel more strongly about it than others. But in a case like that, even Trans Jamaica, there was like no hesitation. It's like the thing not even did done it when selling a go on, you know. So it's like no question never did if you sell, and if it is that you have enough time now, can look back into the offer if you want to participate in the offer, or do like what some we do and just wait till the price fall below the offer price and then buy it at that price, you know.
Mm.
So there's just always different ways of thinking about it, but you have to okay with not being right some of the time. I just have to say that. Because if you're afraid the price will go up when you ready to sell, you know, you're never gonna make a move. And then when it fall down now, you're gonna regret say you never sell. But if you sell at profit and you realize those gains and have the money, you know, if the price go up, I just so you go. But if it fall, you literally lose at that point when you could have already realized again. So them
That
little
comes
thing them.
that thing you said just now around if it go up or just so that largely comes from giving yourself options. Meaning you're not shoehorning yourself into I'm only in this stock. You're actually looking at your money and saying what I want for my money. And if this go up, then it's something else. Because maybe
Exactly.
it might not even be something else. You might just buy the same thing because you buy it at 4, it goes to 5. You sell because you think it might drop to 450, but you really think it's going to 10. And 6 to 10
Exactly.
would be what you want for your money. So you're fine buying back at 6.
I sell stock already and buy back higher.
Yep. Because
not never.
it going up don't mean say stop go when you buy again. Same like how
Exactly.
when you sell it might not go down. But the thing though is it doesn't always have to be the same thing as well. You could say, yo, I see this other stock and I think it's going to do well in the same time I want this to do well. So I sell because I really think this thing going to fall. But if this go up, boy, I'm going to the next thing too because I was already
Exactly.
looking at that.
And you don't realize the profit. There's no
The thing
loss
people
there.
often do is do my research, I buy this one thing, I read the prospectus, do so much research on this one thing, and all this research again, I'm gonna go stay upon that one thing and fine. Which is why I hear out of the thing that which is why we do like the popular stock kind of thing because of how much have we heard that same ideology around transfer maker. No matter what,
Blue
I'm
leg.
gonna buy transfer maker. No matter what
Yeah, man.
come, I'm gonna buy
Yeah,
transfer
man.
maker.
Come on. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
which is why you said, Chav, as much as we have a conversation around it, and so like we're trying to give you the idea, the thought process
Exactly.
around it, but then it comes
And I
off
don't think
as
I might fear,
I'm not talking about transfer maker, I'm talking about just invest
when
in general.
actually I try help, and then it look like say, yeah, I try for bash, man. Me hate that, brother. I hate it. And people don't
Yeah.
realize that these are the things that can help me. I try help you, brother. You know, crazy.
Yeah, it's a rough thing. 'Cause you have to figure out the line. You have to figure out the line along which to help people, or well, at least what I've had to learn sometimes is, or just leave them, let them drown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
Help who want it.
They're rough.
Because in helping people, yo, I can tell you this: people resent you, even though you help them. They'll resent you even though you help them. It's a dangerous thing, and especially because we talk about money on this thing, right? And so much as I think you will know now, Tav, as people realize when you learn a bit more about investing, it's just people. So it's very easy sometimes when I ask some of these questions for people to think that I want them to look bad. I don't. Like oftentimes, there's that part. I think that happens to people when they start learning what is happening when they understand that I'm actually asking the question that I'm asking myself, and I realized it is when I asked myself that question, I answered it. It allowed me to see it. And so, if I want you to be able to see it too, I'm asking you the question. I could just tell you, but if I just tell you, then you don't learn it. I've just told you something. I only help you right at that point. But if I ask you the question and you think through the question and answer it, instead of thinking through and answering it, you know it much, much more now. Think about like that ECL thing with Kamoy. I think he's going to get what he wants, but I think he's not going to get it in the way that he expected. So I said that to say, I think there could be a share price fall off in ECL. I think there's almost certainly going to be a revenue drop off and a profit drop off. In fact, they might go unprofitable, and then they might have to be like, yo, ensuring that the cash that they have goes towards servicing the bond. And that's a very important thing for them. That means forget dividend. I think that this thing which he mentioned, which is good, they have a nice PE ratio, a 7 times low. I wouldn't be surprised if in a quarter or two that's 20. That's there's no PE if they have a big loss that they pull. So I could fly up, so it could stop being a good PE, and it could also just disappear. It could go into losses, right? And during that time, the headlines might be, big losses from Hurricane Melissa, and that headline is going to be coming also at the same time with continued losses because of lower tourist arrivals, because you don't have as many people flying here, because you don't have as many bookings, blah, blah, blah. It's just crazy bad news around ECL at that time. But that's the thing that he actually wants. No, just not in the way that he might expect it. Because what will it show? It might show itself as the share price going down. But if I ask the question and think it through to them, talk to him, brethren, them thinking it through, and then tomorrow him by himself, him thinking it through, him saying taking flights, him take a next flight, go to another event, and him going through the airport, and realize, right, the airport emptied than the last time. And I'm going on the plane and not as many bookings, right? Oh wow. I'm thinking about him fly, come back, him come through airport again, same thing. Him seeing the headline is not good. But he remembers that, oh, this is what I wanted. It just about it sound like this, and I'm talking about it in November. When I talk about it in November, it sounded like, oh, they're doing so well, and they might be a little opportunity for a drop off, but I think they might expect. But this is what it look like. Pressure bust pipe, pressure also make diamonds. It might look like because of Melissa, the business taking a hit, and so the owners of the business have to do some things that are that they wouldn't do normally, like maybe spin off some of the other businesses to pay off some of the debt in order to ease us up because we need cash coming in because we have to keep servicing the bond and the whole group needs service. It needs it. That's a pressure that they might be under, and it might cause them to list a diamond. That it is how the market works. Another dirty secret. You need some bad things in the market. You need some bad things in the market. You need some things to be bad sometimes. You need some things to be terrible.
Continuously, it wouldn't actually work like that. Things would not go up continuously. It would be that things would just be stagnant.
Exactly.
You don't have a market anymore.
Exactly.
You never get the undervalued. You just be, boy, everything else there, right there.
Yeah, just there. It's another Panjam or JP.
Yeah.
Share price just don't move.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a strong company. It is, but share price ain't going nowhere. It's just not going anywhere, right? It's another, well, not NCB, because NCB is going through bad times. But think about this.
It's funny.
The day it was going through bad times, it's actually going through great times now, depending on how you look on it, but it could also be going through bad times again. Bad times are never too far away. The JBG could hit them if they own a lot of the debt. They might have to book those ECLs. And the other things that could hit them, the whole Melissa hit could hit them. There's those things, right? But we don't like Everest because everybody's up at the tip. We like Everest because somebody climbed Everest. You need some bad times. You need to grow from. If everybody was leeching, Tyrone would have nothing to look towards. No, not the Tyrone. But you have to have both of those levels. You have to be able to go up to something, and you need some bad times sometimes. And one of the easiest ways to make profit on the market is when something good and strong goes through a bad time.
Mm-hmm.
Like a JBG. Yeah. Like a JBG. Like a Carib Cement went through a nice, rough, long time.
Long time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right, 17 years, no dividend. But then what did it show itself as? Now it's at what, $100 per share or thereabout, and back again, right? And bad times in the country, great times for Carib Cement. Carib Cement at $100 now, at a PE of 15 times. I'd say undervalued, with wonderful profits so far, and have a nice fourth quarter profit coming. What do you think the money is that they're going to get next year when people are rebuilding? The bad times for Jamaica, good times for the things that help rebuild Jamaica. So yeah, it can't always be sunshine only. Sometimes you have to have you need a hurricane every now and then to make things grow back even better, and to make some new things come up.
That is the true. Oh, keep your feelings out of it in investing. Everybody talks about it. Not really, because the reality is people have a thing where the bad or the good becomes so overblown because they start investing their feelings into the situation that's happening.
Yeah.
So this company is going through a bad time, so it becomes the worst thing ever instead of that's not my investment right now. Or my investment right now while things are bad, because I can get a lot of it for cheap for a good while things are bad. Because I know rainy day is rainy day. Sun must shine again. Or
yeah, man. Yeah, man. You say the dolphin come a long time and I talk about it, you know. $11.97. Thank you. Thank you.
Somebody, a client of mine messaged me today. He was getting some of the cheaper than the 12. And he must say, beer 12 for one, man. More. Like, if a bad man, if you want it, drop some more.
Yo, I had to tell myself that recently. I had to remember, say, yo, idiot. $18 was great. 17. There's a time when I could get it for 15, I'd be ecstatic. Why am I going to hold up and go, yo, 11 and 12? Yeah, and then I have to look at my average price. Big up my money, Jay, for allowing me to see that. So when I'm buying it and I'm looking at I'm not just guessing that. I don't know if people know how powerful a feature this is. Let me see a little tell you my money, Jay. So you do this? You see, it not just telling you, let's say I owned this already. Let's say I owned 100,000 units at let's put that 18, right? And let's say I bought that last year this time. Let's pretend. Let's say I bought it last year, June. Um, I'm going to say that we bought it with JMB. Shout out to JMB. I hope that worked. And I'm looking at it today, and I'm wondering if I should buy this at 12 instead of waiting to see if I get on the 1165 here, right? When you go in to buy, it's showing you how much you own already, how much you're going to own, and what your actual average price is going to be if you buy those shares. So if I'm looking at this and I'm saying, boy, I don't want to buy it at 13, and I remember, you see, if I say, okay, how much is if I buy all the way down to that order? I'm actually dropping my average price if I do it. But I might be going, oh, I don't want to buy it at 13. Yo, your average price is 18 right now, $18.16. So you don't need to be holding out on price. I've been telling myself that all the time. Yeah, it don't matter. 11.65, 12, it don't matter. You're averaging down. And it feel like it don't help in the moment until the next time when it swing and you see it up and you're going ratted. I bought so much at 11 or 12 or 13 that I'm averaging down. When it's at 18, when it gets back to 18, now I'm looking at how much profit, right? So yeah, it's a great thing to have in front of you. If you don't want to use my money, JA, I mean, if you like to do it the harder way, sure, calculate it yourself, use a paper, use Excel, whatever, but you want to have an idea of this in your mind. What your actual average price is after taxes and fees, though. What your actual average price is and what that purchase that you're considering is going to do to your actual average price. And a little extra,
Randy.
what that purchase is going to do to the market.
Oh,
Yeah, Tab.
connection I move away. Well, I
We
pass Grace Place today. I look away
GK.
star. Yeah man, the place of them make the sausage and the franks and them thing there.
The canning
Look at
factory.
yeah man, look at them take a nice hit over there. Please look away. All the loading bay them look like them mash up.
You think they're insured?
I would like to think so.
Yeah, they do. I think they have captive insurance actually, if memory serves me. So they insure themselves. Well, you're hoping that the share price falls?
Not necessarily, but I mean, just I think ahead of you know, what it might look like for them, because I mean, I think that I produce anything now from the whole hurricane. I think the production are going this up. So myself, I kind of suspect a shortage.
Them cut in line. Oh no.
And as such,
You're right.
Yeah, sorry, have you heard us?
no, oh no, it look like my connection I move away.
Yeah, we're hearing you clearly now though. Last thing I heard was you saying
Okay.
that you're expecting a shortage
Yeah, man.
in what? Or like in canned goods from them?
Well, mostly the sausage them. So the canned Vienna sausage and the Frankfurter. And I think of them the Lasco sausage too, you know. Lasco Vienna. Think
Like
of them do it.
you think the white label for Lasco?
Yeah, man. I think of them do it.
I don't know.
Even the can are the same. I think of them though. I'm gonna try to figure it out, but I think of them.
I don't know. But what I would say is that when you say like the shortage, your GK is probably the most corporation that we have in Jamaica. Like the lady that just had joined the board, I think she's ex-McKinsey. I think GK uses McKinsey. I said that to say that they're pretty sure that they have like redundancies upon redundancies and plans upon plans. They have war games that happens in a after a hurricane like this, a Cat 5, like they've war game this situation. The new head of GK is a finance guy who's coming from GK Foods. So I say all of that to say I'm pretty sure, not that you're wrong. I think there's some hit to them. But I think their operations are just so well put together that they have plans within plans. They have recovery. So I'd be surprised if there's a shortage of anything. And if there is, I'd be surprised if there's a shortage for any significantly long time. But I'll ask you this though: when you said the place up mash up, the roof looked like it was gone.
I don't look like it was gone. It gone.
Structural
like
damage though.
Probably about half. I mean, it's hard to tell when me I drive past, but I know the loading
Okay.
dock them look like them mash up. Like
Yeah.
it kind of seemed to me like some container did it, and the hurricane moved the container them and damaged the front of the loading bay them.
Well, I
But me know
hope.
them lose a lot of solar panel. Like them it look like them lose the entire solar farm what them did up.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Who do you
entire
think
solar
they'll?
farm. Bro.
I hope that they buy fast street. You know who sells solar? No, Jetcon. There's the truth. Hey,
So
I
we
can't
might
stop
have
it.
to
If
look
the
out
solar
for.
panel gone, the solar panel gone. Yo, if you would ask me 6 months ago, how can you get GK to buy back all of the solar panels them have? I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'd be like, I don't know, manufacturer. Anyway, I'm happy there's no loss of life. I hope there's no loss of life from GK side. I'm happy that they're good and they're GK. Them have the money, them can build it back. I just hope that them buy a whole heap of the hardware stuff from Lumber or Atlantic or customers at Atlantic Service. I hope everything they need, them bring it in through CHL. And I hope just to be safe, them spin off GKFG and do a dividend species for shareholders. Like bad times will come. I just trying to figure out how we can benefit from it. You don't see nobody else damage. You go past CPJ?
No, man. Why I feel like you all of this a flood out? Because I did go close by and that on the same road, but up little bit more up to the top, I did go Carly's and the whole of them the place that them sandbag them up and whole heap of water and I remember I said that not the far from which part Mega Mart there too, so I wouldn't be surprised if thing and the funny thing, a lot of their things are in card boxes, but me know for sure so them would have used pallets. So it just depends on how high the water was.
Well, I
But
hope a lot of those
cardboard
pallets
box
have
and
washed
water no
away.
work. Alright. I remember them already take a beating on the slowing down of the whole
Tourism.
hotel industry, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think CPJ have some dark days ahead of it one way or another, but luckily they were bought by Seprat.
yes,
Well, yes,
Right.
Bryden, Seprat. So
Good. Okay.
I think they'll be okay. Worst case scenario is somebody gets an opportunity to make some profit that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Yeah. I think the biggest thing though is to try and get cleanups to a point where you can get the hotels going again, we can get tourists going again.
I forgot upon that because me hear you explain it today and the word will come to my head is that the hotel industry come like bees. Everything for like in terms of them say without bees the world can't end. Cause pollination and all of that and that come like the hotel industry for Jamaica. Cause if you continue upon the same part where you continue when I mentioned about the hotel industry and the person employed there and then the person where the sales rep will sell the goods to them and all of that and the impact where it can have, trust me, is a long, 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 long line of things. Like a wicked no effect,
Yeah,
because
massive effect, yeah, man.
majority of the people in St. James, Westmoreland,
You get COVID,
most of them
what
people,
you did.
man, COVID, this again, it look like for you.
Well, it was. Do you remember? So during COVID, this tourism did lead the way out, for the resilient corridor. But this is where them get the hit. So,
Exactly.
we have to
Damage.
pull together for it. Yeah, and yeah, a lot of people don't know.
A large part of the right lead the way out is because it's so much.
Yeah.
Me hear man tell him employers, boy, he can't come and work right now because him lose him house and him head mash up in terms of like, him can't. I mean, I say, bro, at that time they need to go work. So you go build back your house. So the hell,
Yeah, man. But
either,
everybody cope differently.
but
Yeah. Shout out to the hotel. I
crazy
saw
man.
it.
Just the way
Sandals.
how we think, we just get to act together and just do the right thing. Because if you don't have a job, you never get a salary. You can't get a
Exactly.
salary, chances of building back your house slim. Unless them really look for somebody to come do it for them.
And if you have a
But
salary still, you're more likely to be able to get a loan.
exactly. Dollar.
Yeah.
You're more than likely if you get a dollar.
Yeah, well, or a ISP or a LASIF
Yeah.
or a
Dollar
AFS.
normally
Yeah.
try to run with them thing there, you know.
Well,
Melissa alone and don't look a thing there.
I hope so. I
So
hope
not
so.
to
But
say.
yeah. For me, I think I see that there's an opportunity for actual massive growth if this whole thing is managed the right way, if handled the right way, and each of we
We
pull
still
our own
under
weight.
pressure.
That's good, right?
Oh, them under wicked pressure, brother.
That's
Wicked,
good.
it look away. Man, them stop produce certain of them water to man. Because they want to focus on selling the ones where me get to understand have more profit on them. So
I don't know if
yeah,
that's what
man.
I don't know if that's what I don't know if that's what their stated purpose is, but I think maybe it's easier for them to do certain SKUs because I don't even work out with Cinco. So hey, if you said so, you
But I
said so.
mean, if you make water and you have a case, when you check it out, one case having less amount of water,
Hmm.
but yet still the price of that one higher than the one having more water.
Yeah, that's good
You know?
business.
Exactly.
That's
So
good
why not
business.
stop sell the one
Yep, them definitely
and
cut
then
him
must
line.
just
That's
stick
all.
on
Okay, no, that's what hear him.
stop the long, you know? Sell the
Have
one
them not, but
where cost less to produce and you sell it for the higher price. You know? But them under heavy demand though.
that's good. Wisynco is one of those companies too that we mentioned earlier. Great company, strong,
Yep.
growing,
You heard
Yep.
me either.
Yep.
but the
Crazy
but
still.
the share price
Unfortunate.
doesn't
Can
go
you hear me?
anywhere. Yeah, we're hearing you clearly,
Unfortunate.
Danai.
Okay, I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, we're hearing you clearly. As I was saying to Tab, I was saying to Tab that Wisynco is one of those companies to that, the share price, no matter how good they are, the share price typically goes nowhere.
Yep.
It goes
But
up,
me
it
see a
goes
big
down.
opportunity for Festo RPL though.
All right, yeah, we can wrap with that. Let me hear your fiscal RPL opportunity.
I mean, why? Me not think none of them people ever gonna sell more gas now Western Jamaica than where them a sell now. Everybody have buckle of buy gas. And
Yeah.
only car people are buy gas, you know. You know.
But how much are
Everybody
people
are
not
buy
buying gas
gas.
right now?
Exactly. Why trust me? It's a good question.
I didn't even heard the question. Say that question again, Dana.
But
You say
how
how
much
much?
car
No.
people not buying gas right now?
Yeah.
True. But
Yeah.
so the question is, are the
Are
increased
they
people
are
who
they
are buying kerosene and
is
gas
it
for them?
outweighing it? Yeah.
You feel it is, I feel it
Why?
is.
I
I
So
want
feel
to.
it is because we have more houses than cars, right? And we
No.
have no.
Yeah, yeah, we do.
I'm asking, but I feel like we do, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Well, we do. We must have more houses than cars. That's a
why
good
that one there?
question. Do we?
Me not feel so, you know.
Uh,
Feel so. No visa. Yeah. Me feel like you have more car than house, but that's
You
something
might be right,
that's a good
actually.
thing to guess.
you actually might be right. I can pause here.
Okay.
Actually,
When you check it, you have people with multiple car. You have a lot of people who have car and on a house, for sure. A lot of people have car and on a house.
But you
The
also
own
have
a house.
but you also have multiple cars in one house, and you have people that have
Yep.
multiple
Yep.
vehicles.
And
Yeah, man.
you also have multiple people in one house. So it's not like a house per person, basically. Yeah.
And then when you check
You
companies, we have a fleet and things like that, that kind of add up.
I mean, okay. Registered motor vehicles. In 20, I don't have anything
And you know
recent.
there's a way to check, Randy?
Of course, there's whole public
By the
tech. I'm
plate.
sure Statin knows. I'm
By
sure
the plate.
Statin knows. Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen that before. I've seen it before.
Yeah, but I'm almost
Okay.
confident that we
Number
have
of
more
cars. So somebody,
houses than cars. Almost
Hmm.
confident. That's something I'm gonna look up. That's a, you made a little bit of homework there. But yeah, I like the point that you're making, Tap. So continue your point. Do we sync the post we sync up?
Yeah, man. So, and I want to tell you, I notice a little thing too, and me have to give a shout out to that lady there. So, me there RPL buy some gas today, and see a lady drive up, like she just drive up and park and come out.
Sorry, just to cut you. Not to cut you. RPL gas station opening, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
This which one is this?
Well, ram up. This
is
Paradise.
the one. Okay.
The one that they get some damage.
But they're selling gas, so revenue is running in again.
Man, out there, man, out there, ram up. So till see a lady drive up and I watch a car and the person park and come out and she just come and say, how much fuel you need? Because me the drive on power I pump them, but all of the attendant them busy I deal with other people and other car and something. And she said, how much you need? I'm gonna tell her, I kind of know the face. So I say the pump gas stuff. Because I know say she working at the admin side of the office based upon her face and the AGM and whatnot. And she said, no, but I go home and see the crowd and decide to I can help them. And I did rate that, trust me. I did rate that.
Wow.
The lady literally pass and see the place ram up and drive, come over and park and, you know. And I saw come on like a conversation come. She said, boy, I'm there work from day and I'm tired. And I say, you know. I said to myself, yeah, but you're well tired and you're still, you know. I never say it to her still, but yeah, she come and get through quick and put my tank them, cause 5 gallon tank me that full up with some low sulfur. And
yeah, you're the shareholder. I say, and this employee putting in a shift, you know, and not billing.
Yeah, you have to say you be the change, man. You have to be the change. You have to see, you know, you have to add to the revenue, you know, man.
Yeah, but add to the revenue, and she's adding to the revenue without billing, so the expenses low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see me? More car and thing get served and but me did rate that still, me not lie, because me not think you are gonna see a lot of that. Like yo, my yard, me I go in there, but alright.
We're done, so we're done.
I mean,
yeah.
So
yeah,
that they kind of say a lot to me still. You get me? They kind of rate that. But yeah, man. But from a system, from when I see so far, Negril ram up just the same. Like my pass go down a couple times, and you know they here say them can't get the gas them pass enough down them. And it's never true. That way people them tell me. Cause them tell me say gas come and done already. You know, and the gas station lock.
Word.
Like, yeah. Come on,
this is you said Negril?
Yeah, man.
Separate
people tell
from...
me, say, yeah, man, I feel a Negril have gas, man. Then I come say, yeah. A shotgun Negril, look, gas station lock.
Word.
I say to a man, say, brother, what somebody tell me, say, I say, man, say, no, man, hey, man, but out of the ram up and place, I get mad and gas done, and, you know, I say, wait, that a go on.
Wow.
So kind of intrigued to see how that a go result. And Mark, I want to tell you, say, you know, out of Paradise, I want 2 days ago, I go buy gas again. 2 days ago. And I said to one of the attendants, say, you know, you sell more gas now or before? She said, you can ask me that. I want a gas, so I sell it now. You know? So
yeah,
that give me a good idea of how she see things, you know.
Price is higher on the pump?
Yup. They did increase, and that's one of the things. the man they increased their margin, Reggie. Just me, because the price wasn't that the price there. But it gone up now. You know. Gone up now. So them you know, one thing that me did take note of, I say, oh, we go and look for the pump, and we say, yeah, man. I say, yeah, man, that is it.
Shareholder, man. They say the world changes when you start investing.
At the only time, you know, all the time, I know about the gas price in Randy.
Yeah.
RPL lock on a Sunday, I got shifty and I cuss out boy them wicked them raise up the price in a Melissa. And then me remember say, but RPL not raise for them.
I would say you can't say them thief, you have to say we
He's
thief.
a wee thief.
Night, gents.
Night,
Nice, bro.
night.
What's up?
All gone. Just want to chime in a little bit there on the convo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I just want to make the point. On top of probably have experience with this, generators actually burn more gas than cars, you know.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lovely.
man. You do the
Lovely.
maths, the generators actually burn more gas than cars, but I guess are diesel.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think the greatest challenge is the ability to supply the need, as Stav say. Because if at the same tank they must sell off for the day, the same truckload they must sell off for the day, then the real benefit that come from the increase in prices.
Yes.
And
Assuming that they can get as much fuel as they had before.
yeah, and I suspect there are some increased costs too, in terms of the transportation. Because one
Mm.
of the things that I realized, I had some friends who went down to Mobile, maybe a week and a half after Melissa, and just them leave town with a full tank, I guess. And just
Mm-hmm.
because of the long lines of them off and the slow traveling, when them a leave Mobile the night, a, it's a bike man, them have to give a buckle to go send and go buy a gas car, come back and give them. Them could leave Mobile, them never have enough gas to leave Mobile.
Wow.
And usually, you drive a Honda Grace. Yeah, you go around Jamaica with a tank, I guess, with these and come back with probably half tank.
Mm.
Yeah, so even the cars naturally end up burning more gas because of the challenges with the block roads and the restricted access to roadways.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the gas stations, one as I said, once them can get the gas to sell, I
Mm-hmm.
think they'll strongly benefit from this.
I love that. And just to add to your point there around the generators burning more. I think it might not be unusual for people at the generator on for hours, but
Yep.
you're not driving for hours. Most people aren't driving for hours, but the generator will be on for hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. And the smaller the generator, the more inefficient they usually are. Unless you
Mm-hmm.
look on the newer ones where the inverter type one so. But most smaller generators end up um burn way more fuel than some of the larger ones.
Mm-hmm.
I make it
That's
worse. People tend to overload the smaller generator them.
Yeah, man.
Which should have come like you just put on your foot on the gas pedal and then I drive.
I know somebody
Yeah.
who use one of the little 1200 watt ones, and them basically I burn 7 grand gas every day, and repair a 7,500 for a lady, and when we talk to her about the consumption, she not burn no more than maybe 115 bills, 2 grand for each day. And the small one we are only a fifth of the size of that, or less than a fifth. I burn
Put too much load, man.
$7,000 I guess every 2 days. And we are
wow.
more. And then
Wow.
worse that one is 2 cycle. So and unfortunately a 2 cycle diesel and a larger 2 cycle engine usually more efficient because you can run them at lower RPMs. The smaller 2 cycle we use gasoline, like your lawnmower and your weed whacker and them something and chainsaw, them not
Mm.
efficient at all. So
Yes.
Yep.
a
I see
High
Kai
generator,
RPM.
Bernard. I see
More
Kai
gas.
Bernard on YouTube say cars, generators, chainsaws, 90 petrol. Like
yeah man.
so I guess those have to use 90.
Yeah man, cause even my power wash and my smaller things and generators, I don't recommend anybody use 87 in them.
Uptown gas only.
Yeah.
Man.
Wow.
And we usually the 90, usually the higher margins on the 90.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. In fact, it was unusual. That was one of the things that stood out to me when RPL was IPOing because they were only selling 90 at their Paradise station, at their station at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think now that they've moved.
On Great George Street.
Yeah, now they're moving. But
Taxi
they,
man,
boy, they,
fuel man.
yeah, they've been going through it. Well, first them go fire, now them go water. One next,
Man.
yeah,
Water
but
wind.
yeah, but now them working them way through it, I think. Yeah, they're working their way through it, and it'll be very interesting to see what comes on it. Jerry, that's a great point now you make. I hadn't even thought of it, so thank you.
Come on,
Yeah,
big up.
encourage all the people them to buy it at RPL, so so our shareholders can feel good.
That's it.
Or Fesco, can't leave out Fesco.
Yeah, well, Fesco like a bit more prevalent across the country.
Yes,
Yep.
yeah.
Them
Or for
Mobile
now.
too with the same problem. So them they are Mobile, them they in the Westmoreland. So them kinda cover more than one place at the same time.
Yeah,
So
man.
their volumes would have been much higher.
As simple as I see it, a lot of parishes still have decent blocks and have no power. So like Senton still significantly a large percentage of Senton still without power. Good amount of St. Mary. So even so the parishes where you don't really think about, the whole disaster so much, still heavily affected with no electricity and still running generators right through.
Oh, that's an excellent dot actually.
When and that point you made around there about solar.
Hmm.
I mean, we see a lot of people. Matter of fact, our mutual brethren, him having delays getting some of his equipment because essentially the suppliers running out of solar material.
Really, as them
Yeah,
reach and
Yeah,
get
man,
bought.
solar demand very well high now, man.
yeah,
Everybody
man.
has set up solar too.
Yeah, man. So everybody who can afford, especially in the western
Mm-hmm.
parishes, them
Mm.
Yep.
realize that them likely not get back off right now.
Yep.
Set up a system. And
People what them use sell it in Jerry, is that the amount of money we are going to spend on the gas, you can set up a solar panel and then you still have the panel, the setup after, like come back.
Yeah.
So that's the selling
Yes.
point.
yeah, man.
Yeah. So,
And I mean, think about your gas built up.
my gas bill not normal, you know, brother.
Yeah, man. And
Wicked.
think about it. You have people with houses where on similar size generators like your business. So people with the most I use as much gasoline as you on a daily basis. These are, I guess, as you are more in some instances.
Place some money have to go.
Yeah, man. So it can work out for many of them. And the good thing is with more efficient appliances, you can start off with a smaller system. And, because the thing gets so prevalent. I mean, I suspect prices will be going up. But at least for now, the price is not terrible. And but I think there are many people in Jamaica who can find 2 million or 1.5 million and get something set up. At least for poor some of them appliances temporarily. And as Randy did mention, the banks, of course, you expect to see financing coming from that side as well. So, yeah.
We've seen them say it actually. Yeah. Those are some of the same small things like what you done I mentioned that was spoken about in it. And in the JetCon thing, it just I don't know, maybe I knew and I'd forgotten about it, but I remember seeing them talk about it jumped out to me because they said solar and I didn't know that they had solar.
I didn't know that one at all, bro.
I wonder if I have it wrong. No, see there. Our solar division stands ready to cater to the needs of installers seeking components in what is
I spoke to
expected
you
to be a
before this thing.
sharp rise in demand of solar systems following the storm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so JetCon, yo, they timed it right. They figured it out. Them time it right.
But man, so boy,
And them cut him line too.
Okay. Now what
Yeah.
everyone
They cut him line too. Yeah, them cut him lightly so that I can get cut off. But wow, yeah, you see, again, this is a
and
wonderful
him
thing
say
about the
Gem after
market.
Gem, bro. James after
Yeah,
James.
gems after gems. That's right. In fact, I think we're giving enough it after before them cut our line. Let's cut it ourselves. Um, yeah, I think I have enough. So thank you guys very, very much. Thank you very much. If I can Jerry even drop off, so I don't even know if I can drop
Yeah.
off. So yeah, thank you very much everybody who came on. Thank you, Kamari, also for starting the train. You made a really
Yes.
good
And
set
keeping
of
us
point.
on topic.
Yeah,
Come on, brought us back
yeah.
on topic. So
There we go. It's a wonderful part of the recovery. I
yeah,
thank you,
man.
Dana, as always. I do this. So, yeah, big up Shay. She did some work, so she's going to be here this week. And thank everybody who watched this. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Been on our Brick Talk. Anything you want to tell them before we go, Dana?
Yeah, big up people. See you again next week. And all the best for the recovery. Hope you're in good stead or at least getting there. So yeah, all the best people. See you again next week. Join the
Yeah, man.
conversation.
Same, man. You can link Dana his D Hall Investment Advisory. If you want to learn how to do investment yourself, I'm doing Grow next week. I'm doing the one for November next week, Saturday. Yeah. Second to last. In fact, it might be the last one for the year. I think I might not do one in December. Who knows? So if you want to learn how, if you want to actually be able to do a lot of this stuff yourself, if you want to understand it, if you already know how to invest and you want to get sharper, come to grow everymickle.com/GRWR. Right? And we will see you next week. So thank you guys and have a good night.